Well, that's one way to start off the stream. Welcome to the Scrapyard. I'm your host, BC.
And I'm Flaming Beast.
And I'm False Convoy.
It's been a hot minute since False has been here. How are you doing, bud?
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm making it.
So this week, I don't know how much we got to catch him up on yet. So here's what's going down, my boy. So the topic of the week, Bayverse Prime and his many issues. Yes, Bayverse Prime, we're forcing you through therapy. But the thing that I'm fairly certain False is not privy to, at least not yet. Tonight's Scrap Battle. And tonight's battle is going to be between G1 Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. So, this should be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have done this before.
I've done a scrap battle before.
Yeah, you've done a scrap battle before. Let's hope that this time you won't actually,
Trust me, I already have a choice and a reason. A lot of reasons.
What's going on, Scrapyard? What's up? Damn, a lot of people showed out. Ink, yo, what's going on, Scrapyard? All right, Bayverse fan here listening.
Okay.
We're making the Bay Glazers salty. But even I'm not afraid to admit its failures. False, yes, it is indeed a false convoy. Yeah,
Mhm.
just don't be like, oh god,
Snyder cultists.
people that glaze the Snyderverse. So, anyways, with all that stated, we're gonna go ahead and do. So, how this is gonna work now is we're gonna do the topic. We're gonna do BC hot takes. We're going to do scrap battle, and then the after party. So, let's go ahead and do this. So, first things first, figure appreciation of the week. And, False, I'm pretty sure you already know how this goes. Since you're last.
I think I can do this one. So, the one I brought today is the brand new boy on the block, Wild King Optimus, from the new Japanese show and toy line. I've been doing the English sub of Wild King online, so I figured he was a appropriate one. He's really fun. Got a lot of. He's kind of old school. Like I will say, articulation wise, he's about an ankle tilt away from being perfect. But this thing is a lot of fun. He's like a trip back to the Unicron trilogy in a lot of ways. He kind of feels like Grand Convoy reborn in a lot of ways with how he does the 4 different docking bits, which I still need to get on my energy beasts in, but I have a couple of them so far, and it's a lot of fun. But he's just really good, very well painted, nice, big, bulky plastic, beautiful. I love his head sculpt so much.
Yeah, the head on that figure alone.
Yeah, he's got just the nicest noggin of all time. Beautiful detail on that little energy ignition chamber, whatever the hell you want to call that thing. They haven't given a name yet, but I like him a lot. I like his yellow windows, just a nice color scheme on him. The truck mode is kind of where he falls a little flatter. But he's just really cool. I like how his headpiece also is a part of the axe. So this is combined head, which also just looks really cool.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I think he's pretty baller, and I've been loving the new show and the new toy line, and I'm excited to probably buy all of it because it's just like, this is a lot of fun. This feels like we're back in the UT, and it's a good time.
I've been hearing a lot of great things, so hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on a copy at some point. All right, these. Ooh, who is it? I already know who it is.
My figure appreciation is HasLab Omega Prime. This is my first HasLab that I've ever backed. And what's funny is that, last year I contemplated, canceling my backing for it purely because of the financial and occupational situation I was in. But in the end, I'm so glad I bit the bullet and hoped that things would have been looking up, and which they did. Yeah, I did do the QC issue fix on this to prevent, mine did not have any cracking or breakage or whatever on the abdomen for Optimus, but I still did the fix just to prevent any potential or future breakage issues. So yeah, This is fun. I kind of want to get like an OG RID 01 Optimus Prime purely just to have that displayed separately from this. Is this shiny? It's not every day you see a vacuum metallized chrome.
Ain't that the truth?
It's a fantastic figure. I have it too. It was going to be my figure appreciation of the week, but it's like, you know, I wasn't going to take that one from Bees. So let's go ahead and get figure appreciation done with. So my figure appreciation is one. It has been a long time coming. Wallace especially should remember how much and how hard I have been fighting to get my hands on this thing. And the way this thing ended up in my possession is something I genuinely thought was never possible. Because I didn't spend a single dime on this thing. My figure appreciation of the week is Earthrise Scorponok.
Nice.
He's
Didn't
big,
spend a dime on that?
imposing. He articulates like an absolute champ. He feels dense and durable. And above all, the thing that really like sings to me with this is everybody hyped this toy up. I'm sitting there like, okay, yeah, cool. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. You know, I'm one of the most critical toy people on the face of this fucking planet. So surely I'll find a reason to say this isn't the best. Yeah, bar none, he's the best Titan. I caved so hard.
Yeah, and then,
Oh my god, he's so good.
and then most of all, that marks the end of the whole "hey, let's steal Bees' Scorponok" jokes.
I mean, we can still we can still do that. We can still do that.
I'm glad you like him. That mold is a lot of fun. I don't have Scorponok, but I have Black Zarek, and I love him to death. So much fun
Yeah,
playing.
no, I want to get Black. Like now that I have Scorponok, I desperately need Black Zarek now. Figure
Also, hi,
appreciation
JJ.
is BBM Concept Rumble because he's a small boy and I have him. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm just as surprised you are, JJ. Figure appreciation. Beast Wars reissued Tigatron. Only got him because he was $9. Holy crap! For a mold from the '90s, it was really good for its time. It's funny they gave him his Takara colors.
Takara colors. What's the difference between the Hasbro and the Takara colors?
I think the
I
Takara
have
was a
no
more
idea.
pristine white, isn't it?
Okay, my figure appreciation of the week would be Age of the Primes Slingshot. I have pretty much all of Wave 1 of Age of the Primes, and I'm getting through them slowly. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to go into the topic at hand. So normally I would start the topic off, but so before we do, I'm going to send the link out to a few more people. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and start talking about this. And the topic, I'm going to try my best to remain within a 30-minute time frame. It all depends on how much steam the topic picks up. So if the topic has enough steam, we're going to let it go for about 30 minutes. And if it runs out of steam, we'll move on. So with that stated, guys, let's go ahead. Hey, Bayverse Prime, bring your ass over here. It's time for therapy. So let's talk about the many different ways this motherfucker has committed war crimes.
A lot of them.
There's a lot of war crimes he committed. Now, I know that there are some people that swear up and down that he had justifiable cause for a lot of what he did. I disagree heavily, mainly because look at who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
It is a hard one to. Yeah.
It's not even just the fact of like, oh, it's like look at all the war crimes and all that. Like, I can understand that. I can more than understand that when you're at war, you got to make nasty decisions. I get that. I honestly understand that. Like, I will never, under any circumstance, want to be put in that position. But I can kind of understand where other people are coming from when they say, well, when you're at war, you're going to have to make decisions. I get that. Here's my main concern with that. Optimus Prime was never depicted as a cold-blooded killer. That was never once the depiction we ever, just in general.
Yeah, I think a big problem with him is like in the situation he's in from a from a human standpoint, I can see why he kills the people he does. But it's like you think about the past versions of the character and what they all stand for and who they are as people, and that's when it starts being like I don't blame the guy from like a ground level, but it's Optimus Prime, like that's
exactly.
not
we hold you specifically to a much higher bracket. Why the fuck are you doing this shit? Also, I apologize for any of the background noise. That's my son.
All good. I was gonna say, at least for me, something that I've said multiple times in different discussions with people about his character is like, you don't need to kill to be violent, and you don't need to be overly violent when you kill. I think are two things that are issues with him. Because it's one thing if he has to kill. Like the Bone Crusher kill on the highway is actually a good example of one where I think he goes for the head, it's quick, over, done. He did not prolong that engagement, it was done, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
So the Bone Crusher fight, I was actually going to bring that up too. That's one of the very few times where I will justify Optimus's actions entirely because look at how quick Bone Crusher was to just start sacrificing innocent people.
Yeah, like civilians are dying.
Just because he wanted to run the ones. And like at that point, Prime engaging him in an actual hand-to-hand fight. At that point, yeah, Optimus basically has to sit there and go, yeah, no, I gotta take care of you quick. Because you are clearly a fucking problem. But I'm going to bring something up, and for those who have played God of War, you know exactly what I'm about to say. There is a saying that Kratos tells Atreus. Spoilers for the game from 2018. He tells Atreus, no, he is beaten, no longer a threat. Naturally, Atreus doesn't fucking listen because he's hyped up on his own fucking shit. Play the game if you want the context, but point is, that is something that really resonates with why I've grown to really dislike Bayverse Prime. Big dude, Demolisher, Scavenger, whatever the fuck his name was at the beginning of Revenge of the Fallen. Big double wheel dude. Demolisher, thank you. So, yeah, there was a lot of shit going on. Yeah, he was destroying a lot of stuff. But when he's literally laying there, pieces of his own face are falling off, he's beat. Like, there was absolutely no reason to shoot him square through the eye at point blank range. That was like, there was nothing justifying that.
Something I'd like to add to that too is also the aspect of like a time crunch. The Bone Crusher fight was on a time crunch, but then if you look at the fight with Demolisher, it's not like they need to get him out of there ASAP. You know what I mean? Like they're done. They beat him. They have full time to imprison him, restrain him, whatever they have to do. Versus like the Bone Crusher fight where it's like it's do or die. This has to happen right now. There's more going on. He can't deal with it. I think that's also an important piece of context. I think the Demolisher bit was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, Bees, go ahead. Sorry.
Which, on that note, yeah, like in Transformers: The Last Night, it's clear. Yeah, you see that they do take Decepticons alive and take them as prisoners. So granted, Demolisher was a big boy, but at the same time, I'm sure they still could have. I don't know. Like, I don't know if stasis cups were a thing in the live action movie universe, but surely, the guy was beaten. I doubt he would have been able to have put up much of a fight while being transported to a Decepticon Supermax prison. So, like, they literally could have taken him prisoner. But no, he literally walked up to him, said any last words. He says the iconic, the fallen shall rise again, and pops a cap in his ass right there. And yeah, I have to agree, that wasn't even necessary.
Like, not a single ounce of that was necessary. And, like, look.
Even better.
No, hold on. Here's something up real quick. And TFA had this conversation, and if this sounds like I'm putting a slate on TFA, I promise I'm not. But he said something that really kind of triggered this and really made me go, you know what? We're having a discussion about this because this genuinely needs to be fucking talked about. He brought up the fact that Prime just experienced death, and therefore that messed him up even further. So, if in these specific types of scenarios, if you emotionally can no longer handle the fight, you have to remove yourself.
I agree.
It's also Optimus. Like, I don't think that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, he's the last person that would be losing his cool in a situation like that.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's Optimus fucking Prime. He's been fighting a millennia-long war.
Yeah, and keep in mind though, he dies at the midway point of Revenge of the Fallen, and then is brought back to life. So he's bringing up the fact that did something to him up in here mentally. And then so like he used this, I shit you not, I bullshit you not. He used that as his excuse to justify putting Sentinel down like a dog. Now, Grant, now hold on. Before anybody gives me any crap, hear me out. Is Sentinel a bad guy? Yes, absolutely he was. But if we're really going to sit here and compare the tomato and the tomato, let's be fucking real quick. In Dark of the Moon, Sentinel Prime had a damn fucking good reason as to why he betrayed the cause. He was putting the planet first. He was putting his people first. He was putting literally the entire existence of the Cybertronian race first. He went about it the wrong way, but he had genuinely good intentions. Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime, that motherfucker deserved to get ripped in half.
I think that's honestly real as hell. Yeah, like Sentinel in the movies, like I understand. Like it's you can completely understand why he's doing what he's doing. Like, yeah, it's fucked up, but like, it's like, yeah, well, I mean, fair enough. You know, it's like
exactly, and my whole thing with it is, if Sentinel had to die, okay, cool, let Megatron do it. Just let Megatron do it, because that's way more in his wheelhouse. The way Prime put Sentinel Prime down in that moment, that felt way more like something Megatron would have done.
He was pleading for his life and everything, too.
Exactly. He was pleading for his life, begging him, please don't do this. Please don't do this. I had good intentions.
He literally came up to Sentinel and was like, Sentinel, which hurts more? A? Oh, no. Got the joke wrong. Sentinel asked him, which hurts more, A, B, or C? And Prime, D. I couldn't resist making the joke.
But yeah, nah. So sorry. That.
Yeah, no, I don't think he needs to be. I don't think Optimus Prime needs to be executing prisoners of war. That's just like an unarmed enemy combatant.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime it's basically off against an unarmed enemy combatant, if you kill them when you like, if they're still fighting to that bitter end where they're literally giving you no choice but to put them down, and again, literally coming right back to God of War to make a perfect comparison where I shit y'all not, Kratos is hold on. Kratos practices mercy better than Bayverse Prime. Damn, I said it.
Yeah,
and let me explain to y'all why. Hold on. Let me explain to y'all why. In God of War 2018, for those who have played the game all the way through, have seen the absolute beauty of the fucking game, you know at the end of the game, he kills Baldur. Baldur is the god of invulnerability with a bunch of other context behind him. But, there's a big reason as to why I brought up the line, he is beaten, not a threat. Atreus brings that whole entire thing full circle, and he tells Kratos the same thing after Baldur loses his invulnerability, and you get to the ending stage of the fight where he's literally choking the motherfucker out. And when Atreus repeats the line to him, he backs off, and he basically tells him, you're not going to come near your mom, you're not going to do anything, you're going to walk away from here, and you are going to make a better choice. Like, he would, like, obviously I'm paraphrasing heavily, but that's basically how it goes down. So when Kratos literally gave him the opportunity to walk the other direction, Baldur still goes to attempt to kill his mom. So how does Kratos respond? Pops his neck. Kratos displayed mercy better than Bayverse Prime did in every single movie he was in. There is no fucking excuse, especially when anybody who has played the God of War video games knows how much of a fucking crash out Kratos is. So I'm sorry, if Kratos can show mercy better than Optimus fucking Prime, that's an issue. Now I'm done.
Okay.
Did I just silence everybody in one single go?
I don't know. I mean, you kind of hit a lot of most of the marks there.
One thing I want to mention is like it's one thing if Optimus was it's one thing if he kills someone who, even while they're beaten, there's still a danger. Like, let's say they have time to recuperate and they have they have weapons beyond just your typical like blaster they can just pull out of a holster, or an extendable blade or whatever that could possibly be broken or removed. What if they have like other means of attacks or abilities that would still make them dangerous? So I feel like that could be justified. Like the Fallen, for example. Even if he had just simply weakened the Fallen, the motherfucker has telekinesis. So no matter what, the Fallen had to be killed.
But he doesn't have to be the one to make the first killing blow. That's the point. Like, the whole thing of it is, the point I made was Prime, each time, he was the one that made the first killing blow. In each of these points we're bringing up, he is the one that ultimately goes for the killing blow with no mercy behind it. Each and every time.
I think on the Fallen one, I was gonna say, I think that one in particular is one of the worst ones. Not in terms of obviously, the Fallen needed to die, but I think that the method of killing him was some of the most ridiculous shit. I mean, it's a crazy way to kill a guy, and it's entertaining, but it's like Optimus Prime punched a guy through the chest, ripped his heart out, crushed it in his hand, and ripped his face off through his chest. This is kind of what I mean on the efficiency aspect of all of this. Killing Bone Crusher, one blow to the head, done. The Fallen did not need to go out like that. I think that was a bit excessive.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying so desperately hard to avoid crashing the fuck out right now.
So what I've been trying to bring up a lot of examples, but honestly I keep getting interrupted.
I'm sorry, I apologize. You go ahead and you talk for a little bit. We'll shut the fuck up so you can get your points out.
What I'm trying to bring up is compare and contrast all the people that all the opponents that he's killed, the ones that he could have just let live and be taken prisoner, and the ones that he had no other choice but to actually imprison. Bone Crusher, in that moment he definitely had to kill him for sure. Grindor in the forest fight, there was no reason for him to have killed him. I mean, I feel like if anything, he could have, I can't remember. Did he yeah, he severed off one of his arms, didn't he?
He cut off his arm and then
That's a
jumped
little-
on top of his head and then ripped his face in half.
Right, but okay, so ripping his face apart, yeah, he could have taken him prisoner. He could have been taken prisoner by Nest easily. And then there's a shit ton of Decepticons. Well, yeah, like in Dark of the Moon. That yeah. I mean, like it's been a while since I've watched the movie, but I feel like those guys could have been taken prisoner by Nest. But yeah, he just went on a complete and total onslaught and just killed them all.
I would want to counter one thing. I actually think that Grindor was probably one of the most actually makes sense killings possible because he was in a 3v1 on the brink of death. Like he can't afford to deal with a possible enemy combatant getting up to kill, like, you know, to stab him in the back, whatever it might be. I feel like if anything, that kill was justified. I think the means were again a bit insane with the ripping his face in half.
Exactly.
But I do think that kill actually is pretty justified given the situation he was in.
Yeah, given the situation he was in, it is a do or die situation, and I will never not shit on Revenge of the Fallen. I've been very clear about this. However, if there's anything that I'm going to, I will die on this fucking hill. You cannot convince me otherwise. There is no Transformers fight scene that beats the forest battle. Nothing beats the forest battle. That was
It is
peak
pretty awesome.
fucking cinema.
And then another example. I feel like instead of just straight up killing Megatron in Dark of the Moon, I feel like if again Megatron still could have been taken prisoner.
I
mean,
agree
the
heavily.
I want to say, like, I can't remember how much damage he had sustained during the climax, but yeah, like, literally, he doesn't seem to have very many built-in weapons aside from the freaking boomstick that he carried like on his back. Like, take that away from him, he's not much of a threat. He could easily have just, I don't know, found a way to like just knock him out, clean something, and Ness could have taken him prisoner. I mean, just put him on ice, literally. Just freeze his ass again, and then like you're done with Megatron.
Even with that too, I just gotta say the fact that he didn't accept the truce offer is just crazy to me. Like that felt like one of the most out of character decisions of all time. Like
yeah, like I mean that's also what I was about to bring up too, because in the novelization of Dark of the Moon, they made a truce. They had a truce. And they just went their separate ways. The Decepticons just went back to Cybertron to like try and fix it up and stuff. Autobots stayed on Earth to protect it and help the humans. But it's like hey Megatron, don't get ahead of yourself.
yeah, I can't believe they did that. It just, man,
It's the baseball.
it's just so ridiculous. I don't know, at least to me, the line in Transformers Prime when he says every sentient being possesses the capacity for redemption is one of my favorite lines that the character has said just across the franchise.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of
Possesses
embodies.
the capacity for change. Sorry, I love that show.
Is it? No, there's he says it twice. There's two things. He says it twice. There's two different times. He says it a different way each time.
Okay, then yeah, no, my bad. Go.
Regardless, I just watched it. I did a rewatch of it. Regardless, I think that keynote of the character, that line, is like, it's just such a good line. You know, it embodies what he stands for as a character, really across most of his versions. And I think it's kind of dumb that like such a keystone part of his character just so ignored, just so blatantly ignored. Like obviously, I like variation off of the Optimus character, but there's some certain fundamental things I think he should stand for, and I think that's one of them. You know, and I think it's dumb that that version of the character doesn't. Like that scene always pissed me off. I like the novel. The novel had a good idea going.
Hold on, wait, hang on. Where is it?
Timestamp 7:41 p.m.
I'm looking for the actual comment.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, false. So I just
it?
like We completely ignored Mebius.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you know what we got to do here, False.
What are we doing?
I'm up.
Mebius! Mebius!
My neighbors are outside. I can't chant BBS. I'm sorry. I don't want to explain to my neighbor why I'm saying Mebius like that. So I'm just gonna do it.
I'm so sorry. Just we got so absorbed in the conversation that I did not see your comment. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I checked the comments. I was like, oh shoot, Mebius is on here. Oh my gosh, sorry, Mebius.
So yeah, our bad, dude. Our bad.
Our bad.
We just sitting there like, where's my fucking chant, man?
What the hell?
Anyways, if there's any closing thoughts you guys want to give on Optimus's mental state before we send him home.
Send him home and charge him a.
My last thing I would say is I think that I see a lot of criticism for how he acts in Transformers 4. And that's actually one of the few movies where I think his violence is actually pretty justified, and they use it as a way to kind of give him a character arc. And I like that movie. That's kind of all I got to say. I think he was actually kind of good in 4. I like the way the use of his anger and violence was actually used to build his character for once. And I think that was good. That is all.
Yeah, the one thing I want to finish this off with is that, yeah, if you were to compare Bayverse Prime to any other depiction of Optimus Prime, like G1 or even Transformers Prime, yeah, just neither of them are just that deranged of bloodthirsty killers, if at all. They're Prime Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime he refrains from killing. Now, I think there's one time where he actually intentionally meant to do it to Megatron, but that's the only time I can ever actually think of where was intending to about to try and kill someone. But otherwise, yeah.
I think it's always good whenever it's also used as a narrative tool like that, because it's it makes it when he actually does want to kill somebody really important, whether it's that moment or even the finale of Armada. It's when he finally goes balls to the walls trying to kill Megatron, it means something when he isn't always just murdering everybody on screen.
Because at that point, when you have a version of Optimus where killing is not his first and only option, he feels a lot more genuine. So when he finally does reach that point where he says, fuck this, I've had enough, you and me, right now, we're fighting to the fucking death, then it actually holds weight. It was a bloodthirsty killer, and Michael Bay ruined his... It was a bloodthirsty killer, and Michael Bay ruined his character by making him did not act like a Prime, but as Optimus, he was not Optimus. He did not have the spirit. He did not have the soul. I mean, you're not wrong.
He had no soul.
That's why. No feeling.
There we go. You caught on.
You caught me. You beat me by 2 seconds on that.
All right. So with that said,
pull that out.
So with that said, Optimus, you owe us $25 in a copay.
25. 25. Bitch, he owes us way more than that. It's not how many sessions of this shit we gotta do.
Yeah, that's for the current session. The next session would be another $25 copay. That's how insurance works in this country.
Who the fuck are we talking about here?
Optimus Prime owes us $25 for a copay for this session.
I'm gonna need another drink to deal with you guys.
What?
What I'm gonna need another drink to deal with you guys.
No, BC, what did you say?
I said you mean 2,500, right?
I think that'd be the final total after all the sessions it would take to fix him.
On the guy in chat talking about Armada, yeah, the whole bit in Micron Legend is just Armada or Micron Legend. Either way, it's better in Micron. It's better written in Micron, but it's so good, dude. So fucking good. It's like my favorite plot.
So Unicron said he had a fighting spirit and should giving that to Megatron. Literally says you and I are not so different. So yeah, Armada Optimus realizes yes, he was born a warrior. Yep. That's straight facts right there.
So it's Wild King, but thanks. Yeah, he's pretty sick.
All right. Now we're getting into what I now am officially dubbing. Basically, BC makes the fandom salty section. Because it's for people who remember the last time we did this, I had a lot of shit to say about Batman. For those who need to know, yeah, I basically sat here and said, yeah, Batman's a bitch.
It's really funny out of context. Just like the BC hot take. Batman's a bitch.
I mean,
It's really funny.
It's really funny. How it went.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway, so yeah, now we're gonna go into like actual hot takes, where basically I allow the comment section as well as you guys to ask me to give my blatant, obvious, and blatantly honest opinion about basically damn near anything, so long as it does not go into politics. That's one thing I will never talk about on my show with politics. So if there's anybody that wants to. The Batman slander was great. The Bat slander.
The Bat slander.
Fuck Batman.
Yeah, Batman says, "Fuck BC."
Hello, officer. Yeah, dude dressed as a bat just broke into my house. Can you please come get him? No, I am not currently tied up and hanging from my ceiling fan. Bayverse Prime may not be the best Prime, but he is an enjoyable bat. Get out! Get out! Get the fuck out!
You have a Blockies hot take. I want to hear the Blockies hot take. What's your Blockies hot take? Fantastic. You come here, you talk to the number one Blockies fan.
Speaking of, hey, boss, guess what?
What?
They fucking got me.
They got you. Let's go, dude. They got you. That's awesome.
They fucking got me.
Dude, they got me twice.
They fucking got me. So
they've gotten me twice.
I mainly was after them for those little minor bot ones they did. I initially sat there and said, I'm only going after those. I'm not getting anything else. I don't want anything else. I just need those minor ones, and then I'm good to go. I got a hold of the entire wave that had all of those blockies in it. I built the whole wave, and I'm like...
They're kind of awesome. Because I bought all the Transformers ones, and then I made the foolish mistake of getting into Ultraman, and then I was like, oh no, they have Ultraman blockies. So then I bought a bunch of those.
Do not get into Kamen Rider. Do not get into Kamen Rider. They got Kamen Rider blockies. And I
know. They'll probably get me with that. They'll probably get me with that if I do that. But yeah, I ordered three. I ordered 3 sets of them when I got paid yesterday. So I got 3 Ultraman ones on the way. It's gonna be awesome. You know, Ink, I actually fully agree with that. I gotta say, the TF1 assortment I think is the weakest one they've done by a mile. The A, for one, it's like you get Cogos and it's not that different. I do like that they're there, but my main thing is just on the engineering front. Like all of the ports are in the wrong spot, so like Megatron's fusion cannon doesn't sit in the right spot, and like there's just a lot of weird little problems with them where I really wasn't as impressed with it as other ways. There's some bangers in there, don't get me wrong. Like I love the Sentinel. Oh my god, he's awesome. But Like, I think it was one of the weaker sets they've done for sure. Like, it has bangers in it, but it's not the same quality as the other ones, I think.
Yeah, no. So Series 7, honestly, I'm kind of glad that it doesn't have nearly as much of a feel to it, because literally of the next series, I'm only after Alita and D16 because they're the uncogged versions.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, Ink. I was sitting there with my little model drills, being like, "Ooh, do I add a port?" I've been debating on doing it because I was just like, I hate that his cannon's in the wrong spot, or he has to have gorilla arms. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, so for those who don't already have a D16 from that series, I'm willing to trade mine. So if anybody actually does want it, let me know.
I do have the RG RX-78 2.0. It is really, really good.
I keep hearing that the real grade 2.0 RX-78-2 is fucking amazing.
It's like, it's generational.
I don't know. I don't know this for a fact because, I don't fucking have it.
You just been unable to find one, or you just haven't bothered to buy it?
I haven't been able to buy it. Though it's right when I think, okay, this is the most opportune time for me to get it. No money. And when I have money, all right, let's go get one. Gone.
Yeah, it'll be like that. Next time you're wanting one, if you can't find one near you, let me know, because right now my hobby shop currently has like an overstock on them.
I might get back to you on that one, because we also got to keep in mind I'm still trying to get my hands on the HasLab Victory Saber. I know.
We got
my own fault. I get it. It's my own fault. I get it. I understand. That said,
well, actually, on that, I do have a Comic-Con coming up here next week, so hey, maybe I'll get lucky and find one really cheap.
I mean, if you're willing to hold on to it until I can pay for it, or if you're willing to be the homeboy and say, "Hey, BT, happy birthday!"
I think we'll see what the price is.
Don't fucking do that to me, False. Don't fucking do that to me.
We'll see what the price is. Because if I can get it for pretty crazy, yeah, I don't care, dude. Like, I'd cop it for you.
I would love you forever, and at the same time, I would hate you for life. Because I literally be sitting here like, how the fuck did he pull this off? I don't know.
But yeah, no, I'm going to keep an eye out for it. But hopefully we can. Because I'm just waiting, because I know one day I'm just going to encounter one that's going to be like no money at all or something stupid. It's going to be like, I don't know, $100, like some shit like that. It always happens. They happen.
I mean,
look, Reacher.
So, anyways, bees, Stormtrooper bees.
What's up?
You got any things that you want to hear my genuine, dark, honest opinion about?
Nothing comes to mind at the moment.
Oh, I got one actually.
Okay.
Well, that is if you've watched it. Have you watched G-Quux yet?
I have not, but I do kind of have a bit of a hot take as to how I feel about it.
Okay.
G-Quux feels like the ugly stepchild of the Universal Century.
Interesting.
And like the design-wise, I don't like G-Quux at all. It's lanky. It's weird looking. It literally looks like an alien, which, given that Hideaki Anno is behind a lot of this, I get it. There's a lot of the AV unit influence in it. I get it. Don't help me like it any better.
See, you called it the ugly stepchild. I call it the sexy older sister because I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's so cool looking.
Yeah,
like all of the MS design.
Yeah, and that's another part of my hot take right there is if you like it, that's perfectly fine. We all seen the new Blockies Galaxy Defender Transformers 1 Wave 2 roster. We were literally just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's a what if
Fantastic.
scenario, basically. What would happen if Xenon was in the Gundam? What would happen if Xenon was in the Invincible? Ooh. Okay, so y'all gonna need to put up with me for a couple minutes here. So Invincible hot takes. Let's talk. So for those who don't know what this is an Amazon series where it's a totally different take on superheroes. That said, I hope y'all are ready. Can we fucking leave Mark alone? Can we please let this boy have a win? Can we please stop torturing this guy? Can we please? Like, I'm so like, seriously, Mark is trying so hard to just be a good dude. That's all he's trying to do, and then all of a sudden, everything just comes out of fucking nowhere and just starts blindsiding him from every fucking way, and he's getting literally fucked in the ass raw by everything around him. It's so bad. God, can we please let Mark have a win? Can we please let Mark have some level of peace? Like, look, I get it. There's so many multiverse versions of him where he's an absolute fucking prick and he's an asshole and he's a murderer. I get it. I don't fucking care. The one we're seeing now is the one we're supposed to care about, and the one we're supposed to care about. Can we please leave him alone?
That's real, dude. That's so real. He really does just get, like, just obliterated all the time.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh my God, Conquest.
It's like the Spider-Man of that universe.
Basically, like, don't even get me started on Conquest, dude. So, characterization-wise, I absolutely love Conquest. In action, oh my God, he makes me very uncomfortable. Like, you sit there and beat the fucking dog shit out of Mark, and then starts whispering in his ear, "I'm so lonely." Like, dude, what the fuck?
What the hell?
See, I actually, I'm like in the middle of season 3, so I haven't seen the full bit of like season 3 yet. So I'm a little behind on a lot of this stuff. But
I'm very behind of that show.
Spoiler alert, Conquest is going to make you feel very uncomfortable.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I've seen so many memes of him. Like, I don't know how you could be alive and not know who Conquest is right now.
Who's Conquest
He's
again?
everywhere.
I don't know if he's asking that as a serious question or if he's literally trying to sit here and fuck with us right now.
I don't know.
I was about to say a little bit of both, but I'm genuinely serious.
Okay, so Conquest is at the end of season 3 of Invincible.
Uh-huh.
When you get to that episode where you see what the fuck this dude does, you will understand why people are sitting there like, what the fuck? Well, here's another Invincible hot take that I'm gonna hit y'all with real quick.
Man, if I wasn't such a freaking workaholic, I'd like to be able to sit down and watch Invincible.
So here's what's going on. Here's what's going down. So everybody loves to sit here and say, "Oh, Conquest is so badass," and he threw hands at Mark. He could probably beat on him, man. He's getting folded if he fights the Powerpuff Girls. He is getting folded like an omelet. Like, I
love universal
I will
power
be taking
scaling.
no questions on this. If he goes up against all 3 of those little fucking crash outs, they are gonna make him a stain on the concrete. There is no debating this.
Oh no, even better. All he has to do is just majorly piss off Bubbles, and she'll mop the fucking floor with him. No, not just the floor. She'll mop the entire fucking all the fucking roads in Townsville with him.
Yeah, those little shits are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice. They got extra spice.
So literally, you guys remember that episode where everyone thought that Bubbles couldn't handle the difficulty level of that simulator, and she cranked it up all the way to the highest level and beat the ever living shit out of those simulated monsters. And she was like, "I'm hardcore and everything." Yeah, I think.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't fuck with Bubbles either.
she's like, it's like BC's daughter if he had a daughter. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
I could see it.
He's gonna get folded by the Saiyans too. Depends on the Saiyan we're throwing at him. Conquest is a sadistic bastard. Bro is absolutely down bad. Character writing is great though.
Oh no, I know someone who could beat him.
Yes, thank you. Like what Omni-Man said, give the kid some peace.
I know who also could beat him. Ed with a pebble in his shoe.
God fucking
Real. No, that's real. That's actually just real though. Like he actually has that.
Ed Rolf.
Oh, you mean like the one time where you and I were get battling and you sat there and went Kamehameha? Okay, yeah, whatever. And boy,
It's literally Kamehameha. Pause.
yeah, right.
So funny, dude. I love you. I love your impression so much. It's so funny.
Do not burn the candle at both ends, as it leads to the end of the hairdresser.
Anyways, so I'm gonna finish up my invisible hot take real quick. So fuck Omni-Man and everything he stands for. Just straight up fuck Omni-Man and everything he stands for. I will not be taking any questions on that. Just fuck him and everything he stands for. And
that is how you save a cat from a tree. Easy, 1, 2, 3.
between the two girls within Mark's life, well, okay, I take that back. 3. We got to include his mom as well. Arguably, the most supportive of them is Eve. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, absolutely. Mark crashing out at him in season 2 was absolutely valid. Oh yeah, it absolutely was. But you want to know who deserved the crash out even more? Fucking Cecil. Cecil deserved to have Mark lose his fucking mind on him.
That's real.
Like, oh my god, the shit Cecil was doing. Like,
Excuse me.
anyways, yeah, I'm done with the invisible hot takes. Balls, give me something.
Dude, I don't know. Oh, shit. Dude, I don't.
It could be anything.
I mean, well, the problem is that I've heard you yell at so many things. So I'm trying to think of something I haven't heard you yell at, and that's really hard.
What can I say? I like to cover all my bases. I mean, I got no problem with repeating any of them.
That's the problem. You have covered all your bases. Okay, I don't know, because I'm kind of okay. Well, I guess. Have you watched a lot of Ultraman stuff?
I have not watched a lot of it, but I do have a really good knowledge of it. The only Ultraman series I have watched in its entirety is the Ultraman anime on Netflix.
Well, guess what? I just watched it. So, what's your opinion on that?
Okay, so ultimately my opinion on that show. So, for one, the main protag in the Ultraman anime.
Shinjiro.
Explain to me, Akira.
It's Shinjiro.
Shinjiro, thank you. Explain to me how Shinjiro as a protag is leaps and bounds better than any other anime pro tag I've ever fucking seen.
Isn't he great?
He's fucking great. Like, I literally have no complaints with him. He's like, every single scenario his character is put in, he reacts exactly how you expect him to. Because he's a kid. And everybody keeps acting like, oh, he's got this great and awesome responsibility. He has to do it. He's sitting there like, I'm 15. The fuck you think I'm gonna do?
And I think it also speaks volume because he's such a good person because he always does his best in all of those situations as well, and I really like that about him. Like, despite the fact that he's in over his head, he does a good job.
Yeah, and I can't deny that. He does really, really well. But if there's anything I need to bring up, it's that fucking final fight. The way he dons that new suit and beats the bad guy's ass with it.
Wicked, dude.
That shit was fucking anime peak. Like, you know shit's about to get real when he blocks with one arm and barely taps you with the fist of the other.
Yeah, that was like when he flicks and then
you literally hit him with a love tap and sent that bitch flying into the fucking orbit. It was great. So yeah, the Ultraman Netflix anime, I really like it, but I know it's received a lot of criticism from diehard Ultraman fans.
I loved it.
Yeah, I love it myself, but you also got to keep in mind I'm not into Ultraman like that.
That's fair. As I've gotten into it, I've, if anything, just liked it more.
Exactly. Like if anything, them disliking it only makes me like it more because it's like, okay, well, clearly enough, it's not made for you. It's made for me.
It's just like, I don't know why they don't like it because truth be told, as like an alternate take on the 1966 show, as I've watched more and more, I've appreciated more and more of what they did to tie it into that. Like, it's actually really good. I don't know. I think it's awesome. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I don't get it either. All right. I mean, I got some opinions on Wild King.
Oh yeah. What you got?
So, I think Prime's robot mode looks great, but the truck looks like ass. I think Megatron's tank looks amazing, but the robot kind of looks like ass.
Yeah, I like them.
I did the little animal dudes. I think they're fucking awesome. I love the fact that they're little modular combiner dudes.
They're so cool, dude. They're so fun too. I have the last two coming in like a couple days. It's gonna be awesome.
But my biggest fucking beef: no elbows.
That is true.
Like I'm so sick of that, dude. Like, can we please just get the elbows as a standard fucking thing?
Well, it's weird because only in the combined mode, and it's just like it's such an easy thing to make. Like I sent all the measurements and everything to my buddy who does 3D printing stuff. He's making me elbows for both of them right now for the combined modes because he's like, yeah, that'll take like a day. Like I got it. Like that's how easy of a component it is to make.
Yeah, so hopefully all that is going to get worked out properly and that we're going to be able to see those elbows. Because like I can almost guarantee you, as soon as you send me a picture of those combined forms being able to like actually like knuckle up and duke it out, I swear to God, at that point I'm going to be sitting there like, so where do I buy these?
Real. The next wave is I'm so hyped. Did you see the last episode?
I have not seen anything past that. I've been waiting for you to dub the whole fucking series.
Oh, okay. So the next wave, if you don't mind me talking about the leak, do you want to hear it?
So the next wave, are we talking about the one that has the lion, the pteranodon, and the...
Yeah, but there's a certain other guy that's going to be in the wave that hasn't been revealed yet.
Oh, okay. What is he?
It's Nemesis Prime. And there's a reference to him in the last episode. It's a really cool piece of Japanese wordplay where in the dialogue, one of the characters says to Optimus, there's something sinister about you. That's the best way I could translate it into English. But the words he uses have double meanings to both reflection and darkness. And so it's a very like, he basically just says like, it's just a giant tease to him. And then the leak for the wave is that it's going to be Nemesis Prime. So he's definitely going to be in the anime. And so that might be the coolest shit of all time.
I'm envisioning that Prime figure in black. Oh my
Which
god.
is so cool, dude. Okay, but hear me out. Kind of make it like the Grand Scourge color layout, I think. I think that would like, because you got the gold windows still, but then like you had the teal on the sides and like, dude, it's
Oh my
gonna be
god.
so cool.
Getting me to bite my lip on that. Oh my god. About to make me sick. They can't spend that extra cent to include one of the most basic range of motion.
You would think they would for the combined form. With how it's engineered, I get why they didn't, because it would be kind of a weird. It's at a weird spot. I will
So
give them that. But
I
still,
got a bit of a rant that I need to go on for Age of the Primes real quick.
go for it.
Nothing like super bad, I promise. Because the entirety of the first wave for Age of the Primes, at least for me, was banger after banger. I
That's real.
absolutely loved all of Wave 1. To the point where even though I said straight up I was skipping G2 Grimlock, I got one look at that blue in person and I'm like,
Dude, it's so pretty.
well, you're coming home.
Real, dude. It looks so nice.
It's a
Such a
badass.
beautiful color. It's such a beautiful color. My buddy got one before I did, and he brought it into I got him a job at where I work, so he brought it into work, and so when I came in, he had it, and I was like, dude, oh my god, I saw it in person, I lost my mind. So I'm gonna go find one tomorrow probably.
Yeah, nah, he's fucking awesome, dude.
So
Oh
pretty.
my god, he's awesome. But it also goes to the strength of that mold, because that Grimlock mold is nothing short of an absolute miniature masterpiece.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best toys they've done in years.
When are we going to the scrap battle again? In just a moment. I'm going to do this quick rant, and then we're going to talk about the rest of it. And then we're going to do scrap battle next. So here's my beef with Age of the Primes. And it has entirely everything to do with what they're doing with Nexus. You mean to fucking tell me that you literally have an entire line dedicated to the Primes where they each have that one thing that makes them unique. And the one where you take away the uniqueness of him is the one that arguably is the coolest of them all.
That's real shit, dude.
Like, come on, man. Like, and an Amalgamous being a Voyager, that basically takes the whole idea of him being the Iser of them and throws it right the fuck out the window. Like, I'm genuinely asking myself, what the fuck are y'all planning here? I was hoping so badly that Nexus next year was actually going to be the Titan class, and at least Maxima was going to be a Voyager. Like, that's what I was genuinely thinking was going to happen. Was
that would be insane.
At that point, by making Nexus the Titan, you have all the budget you need to make all the toys that turn into Nexus. It would have been such an easy fucking thing to do, and they didn't do it. Instead,
yeah, I think my BotCon one is going to be the stand-in on the shelf. I don't think I'm going to buy the new one. I like the old one better.
I'm going to be buying the new one because I want to represent all of them on my shelf. But as it stands right now, I've got Omega Prime up there, and he's my stand-in right now.
Fair.
Excuse me.
So that said, I have my tribulations, and I'm going to bring up a couple things with Age of the Primes for next year. That said, next year's lineup for a lot of these characters makes me very happy. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because I already went into it in one of JJ's streams, and that took me for fucking ever. So with that stated, here is what I'm thinking is going to happen. So if we look at the statues on the sides of the boxes, as well as that one golden image where it's all statues lined up. If we were to actually go ahead and look at Liege Maximo, we can see he's heavily based on the G2 comic book. Well, given he's based off the G2 comic book, if you actually go to the G2 comic books and you look up his page, you see he's a massive fucking dude. That's your Titan class Liege Maximo. Calling it now.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But just looking at everything as it's laid out and set up right now, 100% convinced. There's no way in hell that Liege Maximo is not the Titan. With that said, unless you guys got one more thing you want to throw at me before we move on.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
Okay, so for those who have been excited and waiting for this, let's get it. G1 Devastator versus Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. Let's do this. And in the Alliance continuity, they just turned him into Robo Loki. Yeah, basically. Like, he looks like a basic ass background bot. So.
What do you mean Robo Loki? Like, I know next to nothing about the IDW comics, so like,
It's if you look at the 13 primes in the Align continuity, he just looks like Loki. Like, just straight up. It's like he just looks like him.
Oh.
So yeah, anyways, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into this. And the two combatants, I'm going to make this abundantly clear. Neither of the two combatants are going to separate. They are going to fight in their combined modes. That said, the main reason I'm doing this is because it takes a lot more components to make the Revenge of the Fallen version than it does to make the G1.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, if we were to have all of them fighting in their separate forms, really wouldn't be a fair fight now, would it?
I'm going to be so real. Regardless of if they're combined or not, it's not even close. G1 takes it. It's not even close.
Okay, well, we're still going to have some fun with this.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not even close, dude.
So let's go ahead and talk this through. We'll start with endurance. Overall endurance, I'm kind of in line with False Convoy here. I'm willing to give the point to G1. And it's entirely because, while yes, Revenge of the Fallen Devastator was this big, imposing fucking monster, he was taking damage from fucking skids and mud flaps. That already put him on the fucking red flag side of things.
On a base level, the thing with a lot of these duels is it comes down to universal power difference, right? So you look at G1, right? Let's take like Optimus, for example. I've read this thing, broke down all the math on it basically, and it's in the yada tons of TNT worth of force to break Optimus Prime's armor, right? So you have these guys that are taking hits that are just absurd, you know? And Devastator's like one of the most powerful dudes in G1 seasons 1 through 3. So you have this guy who just on a base level, like you could probably throw a nuke at Devastator and he'd walk it off. Like G1 is crazy in terms of that power difference, like strength-wise, endurance-wise, anything like that. So just comparing the two, it's like, you know, you have these guys that are taking explosions that can move planets versus people that are getting shot with human weapons and dying, you know? And like, then you had, you know, Skids and Mudflap, you had those two it's like they're so stupid. They're so bad. They're like the dumbest, worst bots in Bayverse. And they get him, like, okay. Like, all right. They don't have that.
Yeah, I think the damage they inflicted upon Devastator was purely superficial, though.
Kinda, yeah, but it's like, it's just I don't think he's got that.
However, unless I'm mistaken, wasn't there like in one episode of the G1 cartoon where there's literally like 2 or 3 spots on Devastator that if you hit them at the same time, Devastator like just separates?
I think that, yeah. Wait, what was that one? What were they doing? Because I
So
think there was some
the
trick to it.
point is going to G1.
Yeah, I don't think the animal beast thing that is Revenge of the Fallen anyway would figure out the 3 spots regardless. You know?
So with that being stated, let's go into. Okay, I feel like this was pretty obvious too. The next category is speed. I'm sorry, bar none. G1 is taking it.
Yeah.
It's faster.
Yeah, he's just faster.
Yeah.
Now. Strength. Say what y'all will. I'm a lot more willing to give that one to Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not gonna. No argument for me.
I'm gonna argue. Okay. So think of this for a minute here. So, opening episode of G1, Optimus is so strong that he picks up like an entire shipping frigate and throws it. At one point, that happens. I forget what episode it is. But I know that happens. Devastator on multiple occasions has grabbed Optimus and restrained him with just his hand. So I really don't think that I'm gonna give that to Revenge of the Fallen. I just can't in good faith, because like if Devastator can restrain G1 Optimus with his hand, I don't want to know what he could do with a punch by lifting. Like I don't know what that guy could do. And I don't think it's gonna be. I think he's got that.
Yeah, didn't G1 Devastator like stop a giant drill or something?
Yeah, he does all sorts of crazy bullshit.
So, upon listening to all this, I'm starting to think this was not a fair fight to begin with.
It's not.
So yeah, we may need to just go ahead and say fuck it, G1 wins, and add him to the docket for later episodes, and then figure out a new guy to take on a new matchup. Because
could you at least tell do the story of the battle though?
Yeah, do your story.
Because it just feels so anticlimactic, just ending it like that. I mean, like it's cool. Like I don't care if it's just like a minute or 2 long. It doesn't feel right just ending it like that. Just end it like you typically would with a story.
Then how about this? If you guys can come up with a better fight while I'm doing it, then sure. And I'll even do the audience a favor, and we'll do 2 scrap battles tonight. How's that sound?
Well,
this panel,
I like it. I can throw an idea out there. Well, here's the thing. So I think your biggest problem is that you put the weakest Transformers universe against one of the strongest. But what if we could bridge that gap a bit? So what if we did G1 Devastator versus Constructicon Maximus from Energon?
Because I have a very, very strong bias against Energon.
I mean, I have a bias towards it, so we equal out. But regardless, universe-wise, they are about on par durability-wise and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot closer of an engagement.
I'll think about it, but as it stands as of right now,
or just no Devastator. is that kind of what you're thinking?
Let's actually try to move away from Devastator, since I'm trying to actually think of how I'm going to tell the story of how the fuck G1's going to beat Revenge of the Fallen's ass. Yes.
G1 Predaking, the Combiner, versus Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Predaking.
G1 would win by default because he's a Combiner, therefore he's infinitely stronger.
Also, power universe, on the universe power scale thing again, Prime is really far from G1. Like, I gotta say, I think I don't think he's got that at all.
I mean, honestly, let me make this point though. Prime Predaking survived an Energon mine being blown up. Like, he was in the freaking mine when it blew up, and he flies up like he just came out of a freaking sauna.
Like a bat out of hell.
I mean, I agree that Predaking is pretty hard. Like, he's pretty sick. But again, I bring up, you have characters surviving explosions that can move planets. That literally happens in G1. and then you take one of the good combiners are cracked out of their mind.
Yeah,
they're going to be crazy.
Hold on. Let's also look at it from this standpoint. You're also trying to get me to realistically have a full-blown combiner team fight one dragon.
That is kind of crazy.
Like, I see what you're doing here, and I do like it. I do see where you're going with this, but you kind of got lost in the sauce there, because unfortunately, we're kind of dealing with the same exact issue that we're dealing with here when it comes to G1 Devi versus Revenge of the Fallen Devi. All of a sudden, you're taking you're taking two characters that share the same name, but are on completely separate playing fields.
Okay, I just thought of another one. Okay, so you remember when you did Godzilla versus Trypticon? How about we have them fight against their counterparts, Kong versus Metroplex?
I'm sorry, False Kong's beating Metroplex's ass all day.
I don't know enough about Kong to weigh in on it. So
See, I do. So let's be real. If we were to actually sit down and really humor this fight, every single time Trypticon takes on Metroplex, Metroplex beats his ass. But when Kong takes on Godzilla, it's a lot more of an even fight. It's not nearly as one-sided. Now, granted, every single time Kong has gone toe-to-toe against Godzilla, he got his ass beat. Like just being 100% real with that, and anybody who wants to sit there and be all like, "Oh, the movie is called Godzilla versus Kong. Godzilla whipped the monkey's ass. Accept it."
Did Godzilla win that? That's great. I didn't see that movie, but I was like, I feel like Godzilla's got that.
Yeah, no, Godzilla beat the dog shit out of him.
Okay.
He beat the dog shit out of him. Like, dude, I will send you the fucking clip of their fight just so you can see how bad he beat his ass. Yes, Pete.
Okay. Yeah, you should link me that later.
Unicron versus Galactus.
That's a fight.
I mean, they're basically the same. Like they both eat planets, and they're both humongous, powerful entities.
So, I know for a fact this got brought up last time, and I know for a fact I upset a lot of people when I said this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repeat it one more time. Given my knowledge of the Marvel Comics, both for Transformers and for Fantastic Four, I'm telling you right now, there is no way in hell Unicron is playing on the same playing field as Galactus. Galactus is going to win that. It is not a fight.
I feel like it would depend on if it's the Unicron singularity or it's like post that. Like if it's like just a Unicron. Because if you think of it like pre the multiversal thing getting blown up in Transformers, then it's like Unicron's kind of just a living embodiment of entropy that is ever like I don't know. I feel like that's a hard one to make in a fight, you know?
I see what you're saying, but let me hit you with this. Not only is Galactus very much in that same exact vein.
Okay. I didn't know he was.
But there are also versions of him where he has power that goes beyond anything that any Marvel universe is capable of. He literally is the embodiment of death and destruction. Much like how Unicron is, the difference is you can kill Unicron. You cannot kill Galactus.
Well, I guess really they actually kind of sound like they'd be the same because the pre-multiversal like collapse thing was literally just Unicron is in every universe, and no matter how many of them you kill, it doesn't matter. So it's it's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Pete, were you trying to say something?
Thor from Marvel Comics or MCU versus Kratos. I know next to nothing about Kratos, so at this point I'm just like throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks.
So
I
you want
ain't got much on either of these guys.
So you want MCU Thor
or
Kratos.
That's right. It's on-screen feats only, so it would definitely be MCU Thor at this point.
We ditched that idea. So you have to be very specific with which version of Thor you're talking about.
Comics.
If you genuinely mean MCU Thor, he's getting his ass beat. But if you're talking comic books, oh my god, the way Thor is going to hand Kratos his ass.
Okay, I was gonna say I believe that like characters like Marvel characters in the MCU are very likely significantly not as powerful as their comic book counterparts.
They're not. Just flat out, they're not.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought as much, honestly.
You know,
So
I
that's why I meant to specify comics Thor versus Kratos.
Okay.
I have one to throw. I have one to throw at the wall. Because I've thought about this one a lot, and I've actually been back and forth on it. Armada Optimus versus Starsaber G1.
So next scrap battle, Starsaber versus Armada Prime. Let's do this.
Because this is one where it's so close.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so before we do that, everybody, is everybody ready? Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
G1 Devastator versus Revenge of the Fallen Devastator. Let's go. So, much like the last battle royale that we had, bloodshed, metal everywhere. Unfortunately, all of the victims of the last battle were dragged out and fed to the scrap battle grinder. They basically ended up getting recycled and sent back into their universes. They're fine. They're okay. It's all right.
Okay. Like, let's say.
But now we are bringing in our next two combatants. Yes, this time it is only two. It is Devastator versus Devastator. G1 versus Revenge of the Fallen. Let's see precisely how this goes. So, both combatants are ready. Revenge of the Fallen is roaring. G1 looks annoyed. G1 genuinely is looking at Revenge of the Fallen like, really? Y'all are cheering? Y'all really got me out here fighting the Dyson vacuum. Revenge of the Fallen takes that one personally, so he decides to open up his mouth real big and starts trying to suck in G1. And while he's bringing in so many of the poor audience members, it's okay to sign the waiver. They can't sue.
Oh! That's messed up.
So even though he's sucking in all this stuff, G1's just sitting there like... Oh, man. I put that reason with it now, man. Finally, somebody goes, "Are you shooting already?" All right, fine, damn. Pulls out the gun, shoots Revenge of the Fallen in the head. Revenge of the Fallen drops. G1 walks up, picks him up, and then just yeets him into the atmosphere. Damn. That's a headshot on that. He's still going. Oh my god, he's still... Is he a paper? There ain't no way in hell it was that easy. Then G1 looks to the camera. Just looks right at us. This was seriously what y'all put me up against? You better add me to the next one. I'm insulted. So yeah, G1 wins.
I was trying to brainstorm what I thought you were going to come up with, and my idea for the fight was just he would do the vacuum thing and try to suck the other Devastator in, and then he would just punch into the mouth and kill him. That was my one punch, just gone. That was my idea for what the fight would go.
No,
Really?
Straight up let G1 toy with him.
I was literally thinking, shove his fist in the guy's mouth, then rip his head clean off.
Yeah, he just that. Yeah, he just punched right through.
But G1 doesn't come from the Bayverse. He was gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're a little sillier there.
Plus, look at it this way. The way he ends up ending the fight is bar none the funniest shit you've ever seen. Admit it.
That is pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
So yeah, anyways, G1 Devastator officially wins this scrap battle. We're moving on. So next scrap battle, Armada Prime versus G1 or JG1 Star Saber. Now, I'm going to specify this for the sake of making sure that we are all on the same page. Then that for this scrap battle, they are not allowed any outside help, which means we will not see Victory Saber and we will not see Magna Jet Convoy.
Yeah, that's how I was imagining it as well.
Now, that said, I will be allowing both to have their super modes. So at this point, though, if I'm allowing the Brain Master of Star Saber, because let's face it, he kind of needs it, by that same vein, I need to allow Armada Prime to have Spark Plug. So
that's about how I was figuring it. Just like primary component, they have each have their different battle platforms, and then they have their little guy.
now hold on, because this is me we're talking about. I am not going to fucking humor the base modes. Fuck that shit. We're not doing the base modes. We're not including them at all. We're only allowing these motherfuckers to punch the shit out of each other.
Well, I would just have to throw out there, I feel like if anything, it'd make an interesting comparison because it basically ends up with Armada Optimus can have, he has this entire mobile fortress base thing, and then Star Saber has like what is in essence a base jabber from Gundam because that thing functions as like a separate flyer, So I think that's kind of neat as a thing. Possibly, it could possibly influence it.
Nah, you see, no, because like I'm just gonna be real. One, it's my show, do what I want. Two, I fucking hate base modes. I fucking hate base modes. They're stupid to me.
I usually don't like them, but I do like Armadas, I gotta say. I think his is cool.
Okay, but do you like Star Sabers?
Not really.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, he doesn't use it ever, though.
So with that stated, let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to start with overall endurance, and we're going to start with Star Saber. Star Saber, let's face it, throughout the entirety of the JG1 anime, we see this motherfucker get the dog shit beaten out of him on a regular basis, and he walks it off.
I think I would just throw out there, I think his biggest feat would be in Zone when he tanks an entire planet blowing up on top of him.
I was literally about to say, like, the dude literally took the planet. He took the fucking force of a planet, and he walked that shit off. Like, was he heavily damaged? Yeah, he was, but he still walked it off. Hold on, my brain just literally farted. Give me a second. Okay, so.
Oh God, your brain
endurance-wise, so we see Star Saber take the force of a fucking planet straight to the face, and he walked it off. Armada Prime, I'm sorry, y'all, he took something that was nowhere near as powerful and was one shot.
Well, the blast he took was a planet-busting shot from the Hydra Cannon. And that was without a super mode add-on.
Yeah, but still. Like, even if he was a super mode, there was no fucking way he was surviving that.
Probably not. Yeah, I think that's valid.
So, yeah, no, 100% I'm giving the endurance point straight to Star Saber. Because, like, again, between the two of them, with the amount of times both of them have fucking thrown hands, we very rarely see Star Saber really have any major injuries. Armada Prime, like, he gets into one fight and he's limping for a day.
Now, I wouldn't go that far, but like, yeah, he definitely Star Saber definitely has a bit higher endurance, that's for sure.
Yeah. So with that stated, let's move on to the speed category, and I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm sorry, Star Saber's taking this too.
Yeah, no, he's got agility out the wazoo.
He's got
real.
agility out the wazoo. He's doing backflips. He's got the ability to swing that sword at fucking ridiculous amounts of speed, and putting actual science behind how effective he is with that sword. You have to be actually no. I'll go into that in the strength feats. But if we were to actually sit down and really think about it, he's swinging that sword so fucking fast that he has your head off within the blink of an eye.
And also, I was going to say, as much as you didn't want to, also having his alt mode and as well as the battle platform does give him flight, which is incredibly fast regardless. So,
yeah, fair. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Just on a base level, he has that. You know, like,
and at the same time, I'm not really allowing them to use the vehicle modes in the fight. They're strictly fighting in robot mode and super mode. So with that said, so right out the gate, endurance and speed went straight to Star Saber. However, strength, I am bar none giving that to Prime.
Yeah, he's got that.
When it comes to absolute physical strength, I am 100% giving that to Armada Prime because look at the motherfuckers he throws hands with. Look at the size of motherfuckers he's throwing over his shoulder. The only real strength feat that I can actually realistically give Star Saber, like I was bringing up, was the dude can literally swing that sword and hit something with enough force to literally bisect it right down the middle.
I think
if you're actually put the actual level of force that he has to be able to strike an opponent with the sword with to be able to cut them in half with one strike, that is insane.
Especially in JG1.
Especially when it comes to JG1. But I'm sorry, is this motherfucker throwing a bot twice his size? No, he's not. No, the fuck he's not. I'm a JG1 fan. I fucking love Star Saber. The strength point straight up is going to Armada Prime. Jeez, I'm getting so hyped. I'm so sorry. Bees, do you have any opinions on any of this? I am so sorry. I got way too hyped up.
Honestly, the only thing I can say, because I know next to nothing about Star Saber, literally nothing about Star Saber, so just based on what I hear from you guys, maybe it's just my bias, but I'm kind of rooting for Armada Prime.
Okay, well then we can allow you to chime in for like final verdict and all that. So with that stated, here is what we're gonna do next. So now, this is one of my favorite ones. We are going to do armor and weapons. So, armor and weapons is actually all one category. And I'm going to be real. I'm putting them at a tie. And the reason why I'm putting them at a tie is because while, yes, Armada Prime has a significantly larger arsenal, Star Saber has the better armor.
That is true. Because I do think that, yeah, that's kind of real. Because Star Saber's shit can tank a lot more. Just I mean, we've already talked about the durability thing. But I don't know, just the absolutely fucking mental amount of firepower that Optimus can dish out with one shot, like when he does like the minicon power up bit, is fucking ridiculous. Like the amount of blast and then just like the amount of weapon systems that are built into his shit is insane. Because he has like fucking, there's like a missile rack, and then he's got like the crazy leg cannon thing, and then the ion blaster, the dual forearm blaster. Like he has a lot.
Yeah. So also, by the way, False. Even though I have evolutions on ice, there are some things that I want to talk to you about it real quick as soon as we're done with the either right when we get to the after party or after we hop off.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some things up with you. But with that stated,
okay, so I guess I got to ask this question though. So we talked about the endurance factor So wouldn't that already cover armor? Shouldn't this just be like weaponry system? So shouldn't just this be weapons?
So no. Mainly because endurance is actually meant to more represent stamina, how long they'll last. And in that particular regard, let's face it, we have seen Star Saber last a lot longer in his fights.
Well,
give me 1 second.
Okay.
Where'd everybody go?
Hi, sorry about that. Sorry. Literally, dad mode had to commence because I'm here with JJ alone.
Well, I was going to say...
my apologies.
All good.
So, basically, endurance is more a case of stamina than it is actual, like, armor.
Well, so I guess in that case, though, then, if we're talking endurance, then, if anything, I'd actually want to debate that, because, like, I'm thinking of how far destroyed Optimus gets in that final confrontation with Galvatron, where, like, he has a metal pole lodged through his back, he's ripped to shreds, but he is still standing and tearing Galvatron apart, is some fucking mental shit. And I don't know if Star Saber ever gets to that point of injury and keeps going.
Well, if that's the case, then here's what we're going to do. We're going to tie them out at armor and weapons, because this has already basically been decided.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring that up for battle intelligence.
Okay. All right.
So, and a lot of the times, people tend to really love to kind of rely on battle intelligence being the thing that lets them take the win. That's not true. And we're probably going to see how this is going to go. So, with that stated, when it comes to battle intelligence, Star Saber, we've seen in the anime, can basically read his opponents very, very well. But there are times where he is a little bit on the cocky side. I will not dispute that. Armada Prime is a lot more willing to rush into the fight, but he's very much a typical commander where he's the first one on the feet, he's the first one into the battle, and the last one to leave. Like, he does not stop till the job is done. But that said, here is where battle intelligence comes into play. Like False brought up, the whole entire fight between Galvatron and Optimus, the way those two were duking it out and how he was taking fucking metal rods through himself and he was still fucking fighting. That was him coming to grips with the fact that he could no longer hide the fact that him and Galvatron were very much one and the same.
Because I think that fight highlights a lot of what because with Battle IQ, it's like part of it is tactical awareness, but then part of it is also, I think, adaptability. And I think bar none, Armada Optimus has some of the best adaptability in combat situations. Of honest to God, I'd give him that point over every version of Optimus. Any situation he's in when it comes to like just whatever it is, I feel like he always has a counter. He's ready for it. You know, I mean, that fight is a perfect example of that, because it's like, I mean, he ripped Galvatron's horns off and then used them as swords. You know, bro will use his environment, he'll use anything and can adapt to any situation.
Everything he could get his hands on as a weapon to fight back. And I will never dispute that. I'm never going to sit here and claim that's never going to give him a point or he's never going to receive a win because of that. However, just because he's able to utilize the environment to his advantage does not automatically mean he's the better battle intelligence combatant. Because if we were to actually go over to Star Saber, like I specified, he reads his opponents to a point where sometimes he's a little on the cocky side. But the big difference between him and Prime, Star Saber knows when to strike and how fast to strike. Because unlike Armada Prime, which again, I am not knocking this. I love that moment as much as you do, but if we're being 100% real and correct, that was mainly Armada Prime throwing blind fisticuffs.
It is well. If
Star Saber fights smart. He will not just sit there and start swinging that fucking sword around, just and hope and pray he's going to get a hit. If he swings that sword, he's going for a kill shot.
So, I think something on this as well. I got to bring up in terms of Prime's favor. So when you compare the two in terms of like tactics, something that Star Saber ends up in a lot of the time is like when I feel like the Destrons, they get the better of him a lot of the time in terms of the battlefield. Like he will go in, but then they'll take hostages, or whatever it might be, and then he's afraid to fight, and that puts him on the back foot. I feel like he ends up in a lot of situations like that where Armada Optimus does not. I feel like the plans that Armada Optimus actually does, in terms of like overall operations, usually end with a. I feel like obviously Star Saber fucking wins at the end of it all, but I feel like Optimus is a better commander. I feel like he's a better in the terms of like tactical forecast, I guess.
So I hear what you're saying. Here's my problem with that. If we're hitting both of these characters in a one-on-one bout like that, do you really think Armada Prime is going to be that level of petty?
Well, no, but it's. I guess I'm just saying, like, I feel like that Armada Optimus's overall battle plans are more thought out. I think that he takes more consideration to all factors when going into an engagement over Stars. And
while I do definitely agree with that,
and then also if it's a 1v1, if it's a one-on-one, then also that the whole final fight bit, I think, because you have these two guys going at it that have all these different weapon systems, all this bullshit, and I think when it comes down to the wire of like, because like, let's be real, if these guys fought, they are blowing each other to smithereens. They're at some point going to lose their super mode bits. Obviously, I know the fight starts with that, but if they are actually truly going at it, they're going to be losing those components. And I think when you get down to that, I think Optimus's overall battle strategy, the way he fights, is going to prevail over Star Saber's methods.
Okay. So then here is what I'm going to do. Battle intelligence. I'm going to go ahead and once again put it as a tie. Any arguments across the board?
I would still give it to Optimus, but I think it's fair enough if you want to make it a tie.
Okay, so now we're going into final verdict. And what final verdict is we decide amongst ourselves, and when I make my decision on who I think is going to win, I give the story, which basically means I have taken into account everything that's been talked about, everything that's been said, and I am going to tell you guys who will win based on the story. How this normally goes. With that said, for the sake of doing this, False, who do you think is going to win and why?
Oh, man. Fuck. So, I think that if they go at it, it's gonna come down to. Fuck me, dude. This is hard. So going into it at a base level, Star Saber can tank a lot more. That's one thing we know. He can take that planet cracking shot. But in terms of a 1v1, I think what's going to end up happening, because they're so equaled out on all these aspects, it's going to end up with them going at it, likely core robot to core robot at the end of it. I think they're going to blow each other's fucking extra armor into smithereens over the course of the fight. I think it's going to come down to core versus core. And I think when it comes down to Armada Optimus base form and Saber, that all the way at the end of that fight, I think that Optimus might edge it out. So I'm going to have to go Optimus, but it is by the most sliver of a fucking hair.
Okay. Beast?
Armada Prime.
And you're not going to give any other explanations? You're just going to roll with it?
I'm honest. Excuse me. Again, purely based on how familiar I am with Armada Prime, in addition to what I've heard from you guys, Armada Prime is an absolute freaking unit.
Okay. So,
If I could throw one other thought in, because I've been thinking this the whole time. Are they fighting in space, or are they fighting in gravity?
they are fighting wherever the fight takes them. This is a fight where they're going to fight, they're going to fucking fight.
Okay. Because truthfully, I think if it's in gravity, Optimus, and if it's in space, then it's Star Saber. Really close either way, but I think that would actually be my.
Well, the way this stuff goes, it's literally a case of if you had a gun put to your head, and you were told, "Hey, you need to pick the winner of this. Who are you picking?"
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to stay on Optimus then, but I would say I think in a purely space battle, I would probably swap to Star Saber.
Okay. Armada Optimus versus Starsaber from JG1. Victory. So, the two bots are both making their way straight to a strange anomaly. Almost like a portal, almost like a portal was torn right through the fabric of time and space. They're both making their way straight to it. By the time Starsaber gets to it, he stops to investigate first. Prime through the portal, flies out the other end of it. At this point, he was already midair, and he ends up slamming into Starsaber. Both are rolling around on the ground. Both transform into their robot modes. Saber and Armada Prime both looking each other dead in the optics. Saber asks him, "Who are you?" Armada Prime is simply just looking at him like, "That depends. Are you a friend or foe?" Saber simply says, "Only one way to find out." They both start standing up. They both have their hands up. In the moment an explosion goes off, Optimus goes for the very first shot, firing his little arm blasters right at Saber. But what he didn't realize was Saber pretty much already saw that coming. So he had the sword drawn out, and he was already deflecting them bitches. Even though the sword is made entirely of Cybertronian steel, it was deflecting these blaster bolts with little to no issue. So obviously Armada Prime is keeping this in mind. That's going to be a problem if I get hit by that. Saber closes the distance, and he immediately goes for the head. Armada Prime blocks like this. And with a solid right hook, he decks Saber right in the face. Saber gets stumbled a little bit. And now Armada Prime sees his opportunity and he just starts boxing him. And he's hitting him, and he's hitting him, and he's hitting him. But Saber's just tanking this ass whooping. And he just keeps on fucking going. Until finally, Saber sees an opportunity to not only catch him off guard, but flip him onto his ass. Spins the sword where he doesn't quite cut the arm off, but he's using the sword as a sort of grip to catch one of his arms and turn his own force against him, and he flips him over his shoulder. And while he's in midair, he draws his arm. He draws his own little blaster, and he shoots at him. The few shots do hit Prime, and he drops. Saber looks at him, and he simply just, is that the best you got? The smoke clears, and something that is honestly, if you were a Decepticon in this moment, you would be shaking in fear. Armada Prime. Not even close. His own ion blaster fucking fires off, and it sends this massive blast at Saber that he has to dodge out of the way of. Armada Prime stands his ground, grabs his hands together, and he launches that one attack that busts.
Huh?
That attack. What's that again?
Oh, fuck. Fuck. What does he call that? He just does it.
Fuck, what is he calls it? There's a scene where he calls it something, but I can't think of it.
We'll call it his Cybertron's Might attack.
Sure.
He hits him with that, where he launches it at him, and when Saber goes to deflect it, it actually knocks the sword out of his hand. So now he's forced to fight hand to hand. Armada Prime runs at him full force. But Saber, clear as day, he can tell he can more than use this guy's force against him. But right when Armada Prime was close enough and Saber went to throw that punch, Armada Prime ducks underneath, grabs onto his legs, lifts him up, and slams him as hard as he can on his back, then gets on top, grabs him by his face, and just starts punching him. And he's punching and punching and punching and punching. Until finally Saber activates the jets in his legs, and he launches off. Armada Prime eventually loses his balance, and he falls backwards, rolls back to his feet, and as Saber is flying around, he grabs a hold of the sword, comes right back around, and he slashes out one of the tires on Optimus. Clearly, Prime felt that, because he screamed in fucking pain. Right there, Saber very quickly realizes, see, so you do feel pain. Stands up, spins that sword once again, and he stands ready. Armada Prime turns around. He's breathing heavily. Saber simply gives him one opportunity. We don't have to do this. Stand down. In this moment, Armada Prime slightly looks to his right and he sees a rusted metal pipe. He stomps the ground, causes it to fly up in the air, catches it, and he stands ready. Now, the playing field is even. Saber now is fighting. Saber should be holding the advantage here. So they're going at each other. And eventually he does chop up that little pipe. Kicks Armada Prime onto his back. And he puts the blade right to his neck. Saber tells him, I warned you. But now I gotta put you down. Back up. As if he was gonna give him a very, very quick end. And then Prime calls in his trailer. The trailer smacks into Saber. Prime stands up. Say it with me, y'all. Optimus Prime, Super Mode! Turns into a super mode, and now he is towering over poor Saber. Saber very quickly realizes, oh, this is a problem. Now at this point, Prime punches down, and he's punching with enough force to send poor Saber flying back yet again. But Saber's thinking, okay, all right, so you want to play for real? I bet. So at this point, he calls in the V-Star. But he decides, let's have a little bit of fun with this first. He calls in the V-Star, does a backflip, and it lands on the top of it, and he starts flying around it like it's a fucking surfboard. Armada Prime, late in his day, sees him flying around, fires off the missiles in his back, which I'm pretty sure the super mode thing could do that. I'm fairly confident.
Yeah, they're back there.
If I made that up, I apologize, but
You didn't make that up. That is there. That is
yeah,
there.
for the sake of the fight, we're going with it. So he leans over and he just fucking launches a spam of fucking missiles at him. Saber starts firing off and takes out most of the missiles. One barely gets past them, but he turns the V-Star in just enough time to fire at that missile, and then those two cannons at the front open up and slide back, and then he launches in the even bigger missile spam right at Super Mode Prime.
Say it with me, y'all. Psycho missile! I love that fucking attack. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Anyways, but Armada Prime notices, wait a minute, these missiles really aren't doing much in the realm of damage. What the hell is going on here? Oh no. And as soon as he looks up, the V-Star starts changing form. Saber latches in. Say it with me, everybody. Baton up! Saber has now become Star Saber. He lands, and now he's ready to fight. Armada Prime pops his Robo Knuckles. They march at each other, and with a solid right hook from both, begins the fight. They start punching at each other's fists. Armada Prime throws a massive right hook, but Star Saber dunks underneath, and right when he sees a perfect opportunity, he throws an uppercut right underneath Armada Prime's arm, and he pops him right in the head. At that point, he dazes Armada Prime just a little bit, and that gives Star Saber just the right opening to start slapping him. Now, all of a sudden, Armada Prime is noticing, holy shit, this guy got significantly fucking stronger when he went into his super mode. If I'm going to end this, I got to end this quick. So finally, he activates those little leg blasters, and he just starts fucking hitting him with a spam of fucking blasts. As many as he can fucking muster out. And they all are starting to hit Star Saber, but as the smoke is around, he's not realizing what's going on. All we hear is the sound of a blade deploying. The smoke clears, and all over the ground was nothing but rounds and missiles. That within literal seconds, Star Saber chopped the fuck up. He stands ready yet again. Armada Prime very much so is catching on to the fact that this dude is not a fucking joke. That if he does not time this perfectly right and actually plan this out as he's fighting, this could end badly for him. So finally, he calls in Sparkplug, lashes onto the shoulder. Name of the attack, please.
Max Fire.
Max Fire, thank you. Max Fire! What effectively served as only a warning shot. But Star Saber, there's no bitch in him. Knowing he couldn't exactly just deflect this blast, but his reflexes were quick enough to dodge it. So not only does he dodge it, he plain as day sees exactly where he connects into super mode. He has his weak point. Time to go to work. Bursts right at him. But right when he goes for the slash, Armada Prime grabs him by the face. He lifts him up and he punches him as hard as he can in the gut. And when he hit him, he hit him. Because at that point, Star Saber, he's feeling that. He's like, oh shit, okay, he saw that coming. But at this point, Star Saber's not going down without a fight. So even though he has him grabbed by the face, grabs onto his arms, and then pulls his legs up, grabs hold, and then slams his ass back down. Gets him in an MMA grip. Starts yanking on that fucking arm until Armada Prime launches out a missile that hits him right in the chest to get him to let go. And now they both get back on their feet. And they're fisticuffing again. They go right at each other. They just start throwing fucking hands. Armada Prime gets in a few good blows. Star Saber gets in a few good blows. They just keep fucking going. But the entire time Armada Prime is thinking, so long as I keep him busy, he cannot get that sword. If he gets that sword, it's over. There's no more, like at that point, there's no more fighting. Star Saber, if he gets off one lucky shot, I'm finished. If I am going to win this, I have to do this now. So finally, when Armada Prime claps him that one last time, and Star Saber just drops to the fucking ground. He puts his hands together, pulls up, and right when he goes to fucking slam down, Star Saber kicks his fucking knee out. And as he's falling forward, catches him and then throws him the other direction. Rolls on the ground, gets to his sword, and right when Armada Prime got back, like the moment he gets a hold of the sword, Armada Prime was already back on his feet and charging right at him. Star Saber turns and he chops him right down the middle. Armada Prime felt that, but the only thing that happened was he disconnected from the super mode. But when he did, he flipped back into his core robot mode. Took this opportunity, took aim right at Star Saber's back, and with one good fucking shot, he hits him right in the back, and that causes the systems in Star Saber to overload. Where if he does not eject from the V-Star, he gets stuck in it. So he disconnects, and now they're both beaten and battered. Both of the super modes completely useless at this point. It's down to that one final shot. They both burst forward. Armada Prime punches right through Saber's chest. Saber clear as day feels this. But then the camera slowly starts to pan the other way. And poor Armada Prime, he took a sword straight through the fucking spark chamber. Star Saber played him. Or Saber played him. Saber simply grabs a hold of his shoulder with his free hand. Tells him, you fought bravely. Pulls the sword out and Armada Prime falls. Star Saber wins. And my reasoning why hinges on one thing. His speed. So while yes, Armada Prime is more than willing to fight dirty and has so many different options as to how he could put Star Saber down for good, what ultimately mattered is if he had the speed to do it. Unfortunately, he did not. Star Saber 100% has proven he was more than fast enough to not only get Prime out of that super mode, but to also put him down. He was far more likely to strike the killing blow. Ink, buddy, do it.
Yeah, for real, do it. Yeah, that's I respect the outcome. Like I think like I said, I think this was one of the closest fights I've ever thought of. Like in this franchise.
Now that you're hearing a story about it, you're kind of starting to put the pieces together yourself.
Like I could see it going really still either way. But
I just like to say that if Woody were in this stream, he would be like, "Oh, you have a Star Saber bias."
Oh yeah, he absolutely would, and then I would have been like, "And you have a cheese fry bias." Shut the fuck up.
Because that's why it's also this one was really hard for me because I have a very strong bias towards both of these characters. Like,
oh. But hey, you know what? No, hold on. Give me some credit here. Look at it this way. At least when Star Saber won, he gave him the honorable death.
yeah, no, I think that was a good fight. I respect your vision.
Insults. There was no making fun of each other throughout the fight. It was literally just they were throwing fucking hands and they were giving it their all. It was fucking close. It was fucking close, but ultimately I stand by what I said. Star Saber is the one that is far more likely to get the killing blow because he is faster. There's no debating that.
That is true.
In the distance somewhere, I can hear a Woody say, "You're a Star Saber stan."
Yeah, he's a bandit stan. What of it?
And let it be known that in a previous episode, I proved once and for all that he was a bandit stan, and that you, once and for all, were not a muffin stan.
And I'm sitting here, and I'm pretty sure False is sitting here going, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
Yeah, I don't know, man, but
Don't worry about it. I'll explain at some other point. But yeah,
I do know you are the Star Saber stan.
I hope you guys appreciate the fact that for the first time ever, we did 2 scrap battles in one episode. We're moving on to the after party now because that was absolutely insane. Look, honestly, which one of these battles that I did a story for, which one did I say was like my best one prior?
I don't remember.
I got no clue.
If I have not picked one, I'm telling y'all right now, this one's standing at the top. This one was fucking awesome.
That was pretty good. I was doing my best to follow along and imagine it in like basically like 4K HDR crazy Gundam level animation fight scene.
Yeah, no, Ink is absolutely correct. This battle was peak. Even JJ agrees.
So yeah, like what I did to prove once and for all, who's the what stand or whatever, I used my Memorial Edition
Fair enough. False doesn't do Power Rangers.
Huh?
False does not do Power Rangers, so he will not know.
Shit. Not even Super Sentai?
No, I got nothing, dude.
Shit. Well, basically, it's a gimmicky morpher that has a judgment feature. Basically, you like
It's got an X and a circle. It's got an X and an O. If it's an O, you're innocent. If it's an X, you're guilty.
Okay.
So when I declared, BC, you're accused of being the muffin stand. It was a green circle, so he was innocent. And then it was a red X when I told Woody, you are accused of being the bandit stand. Then remember the little dance that BC did? Like, that's a Woody.
I prefer the Cybertron design with the fire truck road and the giant canyon rods with Prime over the Armada and Energon design. I mean, hey, maybe Cybertron Prime is going to show up in a future scrap battle, provided we
have fun making him an opponent. Jesus Christ!
Oh, I see. Sad part is, I think I already got an opponent for him, but I'm not going to reveal who it is.
Okay. I like all the designs. I think they're all really cool. That's my thing. I fuck with them all in very specific, like all in different ways.
Yeah, okay, you know, fine. Fuck it. I'll give you guys this. If I were to give Cybertron Prime a combatant, I would probably make it Alternity Convoy.
That's fair, but I don't know, man. I think Alternity kind of takes that though, like really easy. Alternity's like ludicrous, dude. Like,
well, one must also understand, I'm not familiar with the Alternity lore, so.
Just a quick thing on that. Basically, it's from an alternate timeline where they get so insane that they become like fifth dimensional energy beings, and they nerf themselves by giving themselves physical bodies to interact with mortals. And he has the combined experiences and intelligence of every single version of Convoy across the multiverse. So, I don't think Cybertron Optimus has it. Or anyone, for that matter.
Wow.
His weapons can retcon existence. Like, he can shoot bolts backwards in time. One of his guns is literally just called a retcon gun, and it just retcons things out of existence in one shot. He's fundamentally the most broken thing I've ever seen. Like, it's insane. His guns break the fourth fucking wall.
So next time on Scrap Battle, we don't know yet, Nariko. We don't know yet.
So I don't know about Alternity, but you can probably come up with another one that's pretty equal.
So I think this time we're gonna go ahead and take a break from Transformers for a little bit and do other stuff. So I apologize, False, but next Scrap Battle you might not have much in the realm of stakes in it.
Fair enough.
Mainly because I'm trying to give it a little bit more variety. Unless people end up liking the Transformers Scrap Battles way more. But you know what? How about this? In the chat, you guys go ahead and tell me, would you rather I just stick to Transformers Scrap Battles, or do you want me to mix it up? I'll let you guys pick. Well, then by all means, Naruto, give them to me. And we'll go through the after party, and any of the ones you come up with, I'll let you know if they're going to be really good ones or if I can literally pick a winner right here. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, so Naruto says mix it up.
I do have an idea I could throw at you, actually. Apparently, this is an age-old debate in Japan. Ultraman versus Godzilla.
So that's one where I generally prefer to let it stay as a debate.
Fair.
But if you're wanting me to genuinely pick a winner, like if I had the gun held to my head and everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, the winner's Godzilla.
Okay. I don't know enough about Godzilla, so it's like I think it's kind of interesting how it's like they've been debating that shit forever over there.
Let me tell you something real quick. Ultramen are very powerful. They're very powerful. There's no denying that. Here's the thing with that. There's one thing that guarantees Godzilla would take the win without any fucking reason to debate it at this point. Godzilla took a fucking planet-sized meteor to the fucking face and walked it off.
That is a pretty wild one. Well, I guess what version of Godzilla did that?
Final Wars, Millennium.
Okay, because I think the actual debate is like the original, like OG Godzilla.
Oh wait,
OG
so we're talking
Ultraman.
1954 Godzilla specifically against Ultraman. Okay, see.
Yeah. So I should have specified 1950s. Yeah, 1950s Godzilla versus 1960s Ultraman.
Okay, see, I just know that it was a specification where.
Yeah, my bad.
It was actually.
Yeah.
Fuck. So if we're talking the original Ultraman versus the original Godzilla, I'm sorry, Ultraman's got it.
He's probably. There is an episode where they lent the Ultraman studio the Godzilla costume that was used in the movie. So there is actually an episode where he fights, quote unquote. It's not Godzilla; it's a different creature, but it's like.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with that episode.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. that threw me off. I wasn't ready for that when I was watching it.
When 2014 Godzilla first dropped, someone did fan art where they put that giant yellow frill on 2014 and showed their version of Ultraman fighting it.
That's fucking sick.
Like, it was really cool, but nah. So, like, if we're talking the originals, I would have no choice but to give it to Ultraman. But if I was literally allowed to just say Ultraman in general versus Godzilla in general, while I was allowed to include all the feats of both, bar none, Godzilla's taking it.
Okay. That's probably real.
Versus Bayverse, Snyderverse Superman versus movie Sonic, and the final one being G1 Blur versus Cybertron Override. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the kibosh to a lot of these. So Lord Zed versus the Avenging Virus. Lord Zed wins in raw power. Snyderverse Superman versus movie Sonic. Superman wins because he's fucking Superman. He's a goddamn cheat. Don't ever bring Superman into those crap battle suggestions ever again. And the final one being G1 Blur versus Cybertron Override. I see what you're trying to do there, but Cybertron Override is going to win that because she holds significantly more power.
I would agree on your verdict for Blur versus Override. I don't know about anything else, but I would agree on that.
Sorry. Bees, what exactly have you been building this entire time?
Kamen Rider O's.
Oh, I'll figure out those. So yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
You're good. And I just want to show something off real quick. This?
Oh yeah, you got that.
Yeah. While I don't typically buy like Hasbro, Star Wars, like vehicle toys, I had to buy. Well, I bought this because I had this exact same one, not this exact copy, but this toy when I was a kid. And yeah, I'm gonna try not to go too depressing with this because of how fucked up what happened to my original one. But long story short, my original one got smashed by a hammer. So I found this for like $49.99 before shipping costs on eBay. I feel like I'm a kid again, like having this in my hands again.
That's awesome, dude.
And BC even had to admit that this is freaking cool. I mean, check this out. I don't have a Jango Fett figure to put in this yet, but BC.
Oh, dude, that's actually really cool.
Which hurts more? Which hurts more? A, B, C, or D?
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now drop the
Wait.
seismic charge on him.
Oh, there's more.
Wait, what?
Let's go. It has the seismic charge.
He's a dead ass BC.
I am inevitable.
That is pretty sweet, though.
Did my brain just disappear? I feel like Aladar now. I pooted.
Oh, hold up. Okay, so BC, did you know about SS86 scrappers clipping in the combined mode? Hold on, wait. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I see what Eek is trying to do.
All right, now I need to figure out where all the seismic charges went.
But I'm gonna have to inform him that the joke's on him. I do indeed already know.
Three. And there's 4.
Love how everybody literally knows exactly what Eek is trying to do, and they're all just going, not again, please, Eek, don't. Oh, damn it. What? Were you hoping I was going to do the, I just want to talk to you a bit? I just want to talk? See, now, if you want me to do that, you're going to have to show me, you're going to have to say, oh, hey, by the way, I got my hands on Alchemist Prime or some crap like that. So what are the chances that he's going to come up with something that's going to make me crash out on him? I think we can both agree that Hasbro is pulling some black magic on the solidity of Devastator. I do agree. Regardless of how we all may feel in regards to the fact that gimmicks are no longer coming back, I will at least admit if losing the gimmickry guarantees us solid figures, I'm okay with it.
Same. I mean, our gimmick's nice, yes, but something I can live without.
Gimmicks that are unintrusive are nice.
Yeah.
Gimmicks that ruin the entire fucking experience, no. But yeah, no, seriously. At this point, Ink, if you're gonna have me crack out about something again, make sure it's something I genuinely didn't know about, or something that you got a hold of before I did. Think long and hard about your next words.
Long and hard.
Also, real though, I really like this scrapper.
He looks pretty cool.
I really, really love this scrapper. He's so cool. My Combiner Wars, he has elbows!
Insane.
The car version has elbows.
You shut your ass up.
Did the Takara one get elbows?
Yes, the Takara one had elbows.
Oh, I didn't
And the
know
only
that.
reason why he's saying that is because he wants to flex right now.
Ah.
That's the Devastator I had back there. That's the Takara version.
I was about to bring up another scrap battle idea, and that being MCU's Punisher, played by John Bernthal, versus Snyder versus Batman, but I don't think that would sound cool. So I'm just going to be real with you. It don't matter what universe you throw at me, Punisher is beating Batman's ass all day.
I don't know. I feel like Batfleck might stand a chance because he's a bit more brutal than most live action Batman. I feel like he might stand a chance, but at the same time, Yeah, I feel like, yeah, but at the same time, I feel like the Punisher is like there's no, yeah, he doesn't matter what line he'll cross any line.
Is Batfleck bulletproof?
It depends on if his suit is.
Oh, he ain't rocket proof. I can promise you that he ain't rocket proof.
Yeah, good point there.
Yeah, Punisher has everything he needs to turn Batman into a mannequin. No, you don't know. No, I'll go even worse. Punisher has everything he needs to turn Batman into taxidermy in the front of fucking Gotham.
I'm gonna be honest though, I would like that's a fight I still would like to be able to see. Now, if it like, of course, if it's strictly just like hand-to-hand combat and close range weapons.
Christopher, are you just like a spokesman for Bandai on this kit?
Basically, he is. Ever since he started joining my streams, he's been trying to get me to buy that fucking kit.
Like, bro's mentioned it like 5 times. I mean, it's a good kit. Like, full respect. Bro's a paid advertisement for it.
And this is my recent Lego acquisition.
Oh, sweet, dude. I was thinking about picking that up, too.
I got this, and I had like almost $100 worth of points that I used to go towards this. So instead of paying the full 300 plus for this, I paid like $200 and some change for this.
Nice.
And I got some freebies with it too, like some Camino training, whatever that. Yeah, I have no attachment to this, so I think I'll just like sell them. Heck, I've got nephews. I can give this to my nephews if they're into Star Wars.
That's still pretty cool, though. Like,
then there's some kind of Millennium Falcon. Oh, here it is, Millennium Falcon polybag, which I might keep this, and a lenticular coin of the Slave One set, and a keychain.
So,
that's cool.
Paul, so I got a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you want to hear about those evolutions details now, or do you want to wait until we get off of Scrapyard?
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. Like, I'm going to hear about it here, I'm going to hear about it after here. So, I mean, up to you.
Okay, but do you want it to remain top secret, or do you want it to just be out there so that people know, hey, this is what I got coming?
I feel like that's your call. Like,
I know it's my call, but I'm also being nice because you're voicing the character in question.
I mean, if we're just talking about voicing the character in question, I mean, I don't have any qualm with talking about it either way, really. So,
okay, so for those who don't already know, for Transformers Evolutions, which is a series that I unfortunately put on ice, it's not canceled. It's not canceled. Just
Shelf.
it's gonna be a while before I actually really get to it again, because my focus is put onto other projects. That said, Transformers Evolutions was going to feature Starsaber. I was going to use the design of what he looked like in the IDW comics. Now, for the Starsaber fans, chill the fuck out, hear me out. I'm only using the design, not the character.
his design is fucking awesome. His character is the fucking worst.
The design is fucking amazing. However, this is basically me saying I'm going to fix IDW Starsaber. So, to give you an idea of the character that you are going to be playing, he is related. So the main characters are Sideburn, Prowl, and X-Burn. Optimus Prime is their father, Elita 1 is their mother. Well, obviously with every family dynamic and every family duo, there's aunts and there's uncles. On Optimus's side, their uncle is Jinrai. And I hurt Falson's feelings with
You massacred my boy. Like, you fucking you IDW Star Sabered him. Like, this is worse than that. Like, you did what IDW did to Star Saber, but to Jinrai, but it's worse somehow. It's even worse.
We'll go and massacre my boy.
So to understand why he's getting on my ass right now, I had good reason. I had very good reason. When we first meet Jinrai in the beginning, he doesn't really have a problem. It isn't until the death of Optimus Prime that he gets a really bad drinking problem. But Star Saber, in his case, given the fact that Sentinel Prime is a devious little shit, for lack of a better term, he was taking jobs under Sentinel's word because he worked with the council. And, basically Star Saber was very much a, look, put your head down, move forward, don't question nothing. He was very much that kind of character until something went sideways. And supposedly Victory Leo was pronounced dead. Sentinel saw this as an opportunity because Star Saber was already kind of catching on to a lot of Sentinel's antics. He used this as an excuse to 100% exile Star Saber. And the only time he genuinely gets to really come back is when Megatron already won the war. So at that point, it's literally just Star Saber trying to lay low and hope and pray cons don't find him. Which, let's face it, the few times cons did find him, well, he's still alive, ain't he? When he does ultimately finally get back to them, naturally, the brothers are pissed at him because they feel like Star Saber up and abandoned them. They're very much supposed to be a tight-knit family. So naturally, the brothers are kind of pissed at him. It isn't until they hear his story when they realize we really can't put him at fault here. Because let's face it, unlike Jinrai, where when Optimus died, he became a fucking alcoholic, when Victory Leo was supposedly killed, Star Saber didn't even get an opportunity to grieve about anything. Sentinel just took full advantage of the situation and told him, you fucked up, these were your mission parameters, you failed, you're banished. He was not given a fucking option. So, naturally, when Sentinel is no longer on Cybertron, because he ran like a bitch, and when Optimus is already dead, and the family is already very much in bad shape, it isn't until he finds out one of his nephews now has the Matrix that finally gets him to go, you know what? I need to go see them. So it's safe to say when he finally does get to see them, they're less than pleased. Because as far as they are concerned, he abandoned them. And at this point, they are already dealing with abandonment issues. So Star Saber's entire journey is not only him trying to win his nephew's trust back, but it's also him kind of wrestling with the idea that he was so close to figuring out what was going on before he was exiled, and now all of a sudden he's having to climb his way back up. It's safe to say that he's not necessarily he's angry, obviously. He's very angry. But he's that character where he's very, there's a word for it. Like there's a word for it that I'm not quite picking up on. Someone help me, please.
Fuck. Wait. What is the word that you're looking for?
So he's like, it's not that he's angry; it's that he's. It's kind of a. Oh God! It's more a case of he's just upset that thanks to the actions and shot callings of another Autobot, that he now has to basically start from scratch. I want to say he's bitter, but I feel like that's not correct.
You're like resentful?
Resentful, thank you. He's very resentful for the fact that he was treated so poorly, and now his own family, other than Alita, who BT Dubs is his sister, he was basically forced to leave them alone during a time where they needed him the most. And he's very resentful towards it. So yeah, there's a lot going on with Star Saber as a character. And obviously, over time, we end up finding out not only is Victory Leo alive, but literally the sole reasoning behind why Star Saber was exiled became a moot point. And this alone, when it gets back to Sentinel, pisses him off, where he comes back to Cybertron personally, only to end up getting his ass beat by a very, very much so done with his shit Cyber Prime.
People sent him to Jesus.
I will send you to Jesus. What are you doing in the falls?
False! You're dead! Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I got a phone call and it kicked me out of fucking everything. I'm on my phone.
I was about to say, hey, False, you dead? And he didn't get the reference.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
This was someone.
Huh?
Have you seen the movie Cool Runnings?
No idea. No idea what that is.
You gotta bear in mind how young he is.
Shit, you're right. Go on to Disney Plus and look it up. It's a criminally underrated movie.
What is it called?
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, it's a Jamaican toboggan sled team. Like it's actually it's based on an actual historical event. The first Jamaican like bobsled team. I think it's
okay.
I think it was bobsledding. I don't know, like Olympic sledding, whatever. And like one of the running gags in the movie is like something would happen to one of the guys named Sanka, and one of the other guys like, Sanka, you dead? And he'd respond, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Like I remember watching bits and pieces of it when I was a kid. So I was like, you know what? I need to revisit that movie. And I watched it and like glass beanie.
I just looked it up. Yeah, I have never seen like any of this. Like I have no idea what this movie is, but okay. I can add it to my giant fucking movie list of garbage I need to watch.
Then again, now I have him highlighted. So, Ink? Who was the one that was pushing me to get blockies?
Wah, wah, wah.
It's okay. You know how to go, dude. Such a good boy, though. But yeah, Ink, you got some explaining to do to these people. Anyways, so Is there anything else y'all want to talk about real quick? Like anything within recent like news and reveals? Any movies you've seen, and anything like y'all want to just genuinely talk about for a couple minutes?
I've heard good things about Thunderbolts.
I can confirm the good things. It's actually a really good movie, but if you're expecting it to be Avengers level good, let that dream die now.
I've also heard good things about that. I haven't seen a Marvel movie in a while. I've been thinking about going to see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it acknowledges the events of some previous like movies. If I'm not unless I'm mistaken. Doesn't it like talk about like mention something about like something that happened in Daredevil Born Again? BC?
He's right though. Blocky's our peak.
Ink, I just want to talk to you. Ink, I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. It's okay. It's all right. It's cool. I just want to talk.
All right, so one thing I want to bring up. The current Super Sentai series, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I feel like some of the toys are rather hit or miss, even underwhelming.
I mean, that's entirely
Subjective.
Yeah, I don't got a defense against that.
This, I mean, the configuration looks cool, looks decent even, but the fact that this is clearly meant to be a handheld weapon, but it's not. It's literally just attached to the freaking knee.
God damn it!
It's freaking ridiculous. Some of the configurations, and I'm still waiting on the other 3 to arrive, but so far my favorite configuration is the I can't remember their names off the top of my head. The unicorn mecha sword thingy. Yeah, that one's definitely by far my favorite configuration so far because it actually looks good. It doesn't look like something slapped together by a toddler.
What is this from?
The current Super Sentai series,
Okay.
Goes Uger.
Again, he would not know. He's not into that stuff like we are.
Yeah, but I'm curious. So.
All right, is this off? Yes, it's off.
It's pretty fucking cool looking.
Hurry up and shush now. Anyway, this actually looks good.
That is pretty cool.
No, I did not.
Okay, yeah, this actually looks pretty cool. When it's combined with this, in fact, let me do that real quick. It's actually pretty quick and easy to do.
He's glaring at us, or bees. He's glaring at bees. He's a good boy. Hey, y'all want to know something that hasn't been done on the show in a hot little minute?
I think I might know what you're talking about. I feel like I might have a slight inkling of an idea of what you might do.
I get the feeling. Okay, yeah. Let me get
I think I have a theory.
I have a theory or two, and the fact of the way he looked at me, so with that gleeful look in his eyes for blood, yeah.
I'll remember you when you're gone, bees.
Okay. This is literally the combination. Okay, if I can get the stupid light, the glare from the light on the chest. There we go. This doesn't look so bad at first glance, but until you see this, it's literally just hanging around on the knee.
Yeah,
Like-
kind of weird looking.
It literally looks like a fucking dick disease.
Like, there's seriously no way they could have like made this like be able to attach, look like he's wielding this, or have it attached into this hand, since there's literally a peg hole in the hand here. But what do I know? I just buy the product.
Yeah, you might want to put the product down for a second. Oh, baby.
All right. So what now?
Well, I hope the audience is ready and paying attention. Hello, baby. You're mine.
Okay.
He didn't go flying, Father.
A brutal assault.
This whole time I was expecting the Imperial March bit, but I guess that's still the Savages bit, huh?
I mean. Dun, 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 dun. It's JJ's laughing.
Death by back scratcher.
Death by back scratcher.
Oh, that's what that is. I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
It's always
What is it?
back scratcher.
Well, because like when you pull it out at first, like because like I'm on my phone, so it's very small. I was like, is that a fucking razor? And then you extended it, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, that explains a lot.
So before we end this stream, I think it's best that I give False an opportunity to meet somebody for the first time.
Well, hello.
Say hi. This is my son.
Hello.
It's adorable. Yeah, he's mainly just trying to play and run around right now.
Okay. An honor. It's really an honor to meet you.
Hi, Bugger. Oh, you smell. Oh, fuck. I think he has a stinky. I'll take care of you in a minute. So, anyways, my little bugger. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi.
Oh, look what I found
I'm
last
glad he
week.
seems to be doing it. Oh, dude. That's sick.
And I also found hashtag.
Took a dookie.
Nice.
He definitely did. Well, hold on. Let me check.
Yeah, I found hashtag. I'm like kind of bothered by the fact that her visor. I mean, the fact that I don't know, like because the fact you can't see her eyes, she looks like that one character from the Peanuts that calls Peppermint Patty Sir. I can't remember her name.
Oh, what is her name?
It's bothered me for the last freaking year, practically. Any Peanuts fans are able to...
I know the one you're talking about. But the name is eluding me too.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun.
Oh, and one thing I want to show off real quick. This is really freaking cool. I got from Etsy. They sell credit card skins that resemble Pokemon cards.
Sweet.
And this is my credit card. And no, I'm not showing you the back. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm not stupid. No, even better. I'm not Aladar. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yeah, the skin looks like
That is pretty cool.
Looks like a foil Ancient Mew card.
That's fucking sick.
Cool. So I ordered another skin, but this one is the for alligator, like a card skin that I'm gonna put on
nice.
another card.
I like for alligator. For alligator's cool.
I love Totodile in general. I'm a Totodile stan. At least I can admit
respect it.
if and when I'm a stan, unlike a certain someone I'm not going to name, Woody.
Ooh, Blocky's wish list. That's a good. So, ooh,
So for me, the rest of the DJD.
I do hope that. Yeah, that would be. I do hope they make them. That would be really cool. I'm really hoping they start touching some other continuities. I'd love to see like like a little Armada Optimus. I'd love to see like just a lot of other guys that are outside of G1 because I mean they're doing IDW, so that's pretty cool.
Beast
And
Wars.
some Beast Wars would be fucking awesome. I just hope they expand other
Animated.
continuities, dude. Oh
Animated.
my god, animated would be so cool. I think they would actually. I think animated would be really fun as the little defender guys, like little chibi animated guys. I think that would go fucking hard. That'd be
Now,
really fun.
as much as I would love to get into blockies, at the same time, even with my income, I just can't do blind bag stuff anymore. Because
If you buy the whole assortment, you get
buy
all of
an
them.
entire case of the blockies just to be able to try and complete a particular wave or assortment. And then what the fuck am I going to do with all the abundant extras that I'm going to end up with, you know?
I mean, they do sell pretty easy. That's one thing I've noticed. Like, I see people selling them all over the place, and they go pretty fast. Like, you could just cop a full set and then sell the ones you don't want, probably, and actually probably make some good money off of them. Because for like, if you buy a full set, they run you about $5 a piece, but then you can sell them for around 8. Sometimes even 10, depending on the character. This thing I noticed because like I just did not really want the dinosaur mode Dinobots, so I brought those to a con and I sold all of them for like $12 a piece.
Oh,
So I made like a bunch of money off. I almost paid for the whole assortment selling just those. Like, I don't know. They're a lot of fun. I'm on I guess like of ones that already exist. I just kind of want to like, I don't know. I can't afford the space currently, but I'm moving here soon. So when I do, I'm probably gonna just cop all the Ultraman assortments. I really want to get all those.
So I am moving as well, but I'm not sure when. So a lot of my shit's going to be getting packed up. So if we do a Scrapyard episode before my move, I'm telling y'all right now, we will. That's going to be the one time where we're going to skip figure appreciation of the week, despite it not being a top 5. So it all literally depends.
Right.
So with that said, I am going to end this off with a question for everyone, including the chat. What is one specific character that still has not gotten a new toy with the modern engineering aspect or the modern design philosophy? There we go. What is one specific character that you feel not only needs it the most, but deserves it the most?
If I'm going to give it to anybody, it's got to be my goat, Sky Gary. Like, he has gotten one toy. He is instrumental in the final piece of the G1 timeline and revives Optimus. Like, bro's kind of important. I think he deserves a new toy. If Diatlas can get a toy, he can get a toy.
If who can get a new toy?
If Diatlas can get a toy, then I think Sky Gary deserves a toy.
Yeah, but Diatlas, I really don't count him anymore because he's a retool of.
I mean, still though, they still made him. Like if we're getting. I don't know. I think they can make him. I think they will. But I think he needs it. He deserves a new one. He's never gotten a redo.
Beast.
I'm thinking I'm trying to think of someone in the realm of animated. because I really love what they did with the animated characters for the Legacy line. I mean, it's different, and there's some aesthetics that I was thinking of Prime. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, like animated, I love how there's like a good balance between like something pseudo G1 inspired, but also the animated aesthetic. There's a good balance between the two.
Okay,
And-
so, real quick,
So
Nariko said Nautica from IDW. I definitely do agree with that. And Ink said animated Lugnut.
oh yes, that's a good one. Blitzwing, animated Blitzwing.
Ooh, modern animated.
That's real. That would be awesome.
Hard.
Oh, BC, I got one more I think you'd appreciate. I think you'd appreciate it. I think that 6 Knight should get a toy. Like, the lack of 6 Knight has been tragic. He's so fucking cool. Like, and he doesn't have a toy. It's fucked up. Bro's been a gape at yo, Soundwave looks sick, dude. BC, what was that? What was that?
Well, yeah, nah, like, honestly, it does my heart joy to know I'm not the only one that knows about 6 Knight.
The 6 Knight fan base is not dead as long as we are alive. Like,
Oh my god, thank God.
he's so cool, and he's just like, it's fucked up. He's not in anything else ever. Like,
I thought of another one who could use a new modern toy. Cybertron Soundwave.
How
that would
about
go
no?
hard.
How
I
about
would-
we
I think
wait
that'd
on
go
him
hard.
for a while, all right? We just got Sideways. Calm yourself.
Like I say, I'm a Soundwave stan.
Yeah, I don't know, but we need the duo. They my Planet X boys.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? No, since Savage ain't here, Duke's up.
Wreckage from 07 is a crazy poll, dude. That's a crazy one.
Ha!
Beep.
Also, Christopher, like, you're preaching the fucking truth, dude. The whole Armada cast, drop them right now, Hasbro. I need them. Like,
You know what?
whole gang.
Fact that I'm on the Sideways is going to fucking closure makes me very, very happy.
Yeah.
Listen, bitch.
Do not cross the son of a sand shepherd! You are gonna process cheese!
Damn. Fucking killed him. He'll be missed. Yeah, no, I think the Sideways is gonna be fucking awesome. I think it's gonna be a sick ass toy.
Never again remove storehouse keys in his trouser pockets.
That's what you fucking get. Oh my god,
You know,
anyway.
Ink, that's actually really real. I'm shocked they haven't done that yet. Like, that's such a fucking easy retool. Like,
yeah,
that's such an easy
but,
one.
like, can we quit with the Siege Ironhide mold, please?
I don't know. I mean, if it works for something, it works for something. I feel like that mold was made for Snowcat. Like,
Yeah, but, like, I don't care for it, man.
it's okay.
Look,
It's a fine. It's the most okay toy ever, I think.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, like, super offensive, but, like, if you're gonna go for the fucking Siege Ironhide mold for damn near everything at this point, man, I'm already feeling like absolute dookie when it comes to the fucking Siege Sideswipe mold, man. That thing basically became the new Seeker mold.
There's so many of those. It's crazy. I never realized how many of those built up over time.
Yeah. And you want to know something that mold is literally perfect for? And it hasn't happened yet. Hasbro, what the fuck? The Riddle 1 fan in me is fucking baffled at the fact that you didn't use the Siege Sideswipe mold to make new fucking Spy Changers.
Oh, that would go hard. You know, I never thought of that. That would actually go really hard.
And you want to know what's even funnier? They would literally sit there and go, well, how would we do Mirage and Ironhide? Earthrise voice? Kingdom Mirage with the liquid head.
Yeah. Yeah, like literally, yeah, there you go.
Like the fact that we still don't have Spy Chick. Hang on. Boss, please tell me you're gonna get the joke.
Yeah, I get that one.
Straight dead as hell.
I didn't even realize you swapped to that.
I'd also like Evac and Scourge to go with Metroplex and Override. Yeah, I would like that too.
Yeah, I want all the convoys.
As an RIDE 2001 stan, I'm so with you on that one. I mean, kind of showing my age here. I grew up with Riddle 1.
One that I really want, that is just like, I would really like a new Energon Scorponok because all of the old toys are riddled with GPS, so you just can't have a good version of him.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately.
he's like one of the cooler characters, I think, in the show. So I kind of hope they do a new one of him at some point. They did do that black Zarak colored one. That one is fine, but it's like I want what he looks like in the show, not that.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one.
Damn, Bees really is dead.
Yeah, he fucking dead. Hey, Bees, you dead?
Yeah, I'm on.
So, has there been any like further leaks slash like tellings of who that supposed secret Cybertron leader class figure is going to be this year?
From what I've heard, there hasn't been any new information on it. It seems like everyone's just taking wild fucking guesses right now.
Okay, who do you hope it's going to be?
Ah, man, like that's kind of a hard one, but I feel like there's a good shot of it maybe being Scourge. I think that could be kind of cool. I've heard a lot of people say that, and I'm like, that could work. If not him, then I'm not really sure because like that is an exclusive line, isn't it?
It's a Walmart exclusive line, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't imagine they're gonna do any like really crazy heavy hitters. You know, like I can't imagine they do Megatron or something. But maybe they would. I don't know. There's a lot of ways they could go with that. Someone said Quick Mix at one point. One of my friends said maybe it's Quick Mix. I was like, that would go kind of fucking hard.
Yeah, honestly,
I fuck with Quick
that.
Mix.
I would love to see that, but I'm also kind of in the camp of he needs to be a commander.
Oh
Because
yeah, he would be a
accurate.
good commander. He would.
If he was going to be a size accurate, he would absolutely, without any question, need to be a commander.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, maybe Scourge then. Maybe it would be Scourge because he seems like he'd fit the bill.
Yeah, either him or Evac.
I don't know if Evac would be a leader though. He feels more Voyager.
Yeah, but do you really want him to be a Voyager? Like, that's a toy that I feel like he'd be so much cooler if he was a leader.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, it's one of those ones where like I could see it going either way, but I really feel like they'd make him a Voyager.
Anyway, so I've got quite a few answers to the question that I asked. So, answer number 1, Predaking. And I'm talking specifically the Combiner team, not the Dragon. We need a new Predaking with the frame system. We need it. I don't want to hear anything else. We need it.
That's real.
And what's super funny is I technically already did a bulk of the work for Hasbro. Literally, if they're going to stick with the frame system, hear me out. So, you have Antrim and Rhino, Headstrong. You have Tantrum and Headstrong as Voyagers, since they make the legs. Have them come with the Combiner foot. You have Dive Bomb and Rampage be Deluxes, because they become the arms. But you have the rest of the Combiner torso come with Razor Claw as a Commander class figure, and as far as doing something with the Combiner parts to justify making him the Commander class figure, real easy. Make the Combiner parts turn into a fucking Roman chariot.
That would be pretty fucking hard. I won't lie.
So when it all like folds out and becomes Predaking, he literally just clicks in. You plug on the arms, you plug on the legs, and boom, your new Predaking. So yeah, there's that. So that's one. Number 2.
It's a unicorn.
Finished. Number 2, Stick Shot. I have Mastermind Creations Terminus Hexatron just sitting on my shelf right now. And as it stands right now, he more than fits the bill. I'm not going to complain about him. I love that figure. I think it's absolutely awesome. But transforming that thing is a fucking nightmare. I want a version of him where it does not feel like an absolute chore to flip it back and forth. So I want a Commander class 6-shot.
That's valid, honestly. I like the Titans Return one, but I feel like him and Jinrai are in the same situation there, where like they got kind of a cool thing, but it was just so hampered by having to be a fucking headmaster for some reason.
Yeah, and it drives me fucking ballistic. Now, granted, Titans Return is one of those toy lines where I will never shit on it. It's a fucking awesome toy line.
It is a good toy line. It is.
Oh yeah.
Number 3, Crosshairs. Y'all should pretty much already figure out why I'm saying him. He's fucking stuck as a Siege Ironhide fucking retool. One of the ones that I would have immediately fucking said, he's getting a dress next year, so I can't say him anymore.
Which one?
You utter the joke, you die again. Wind Charger.
Ah, okay.
Don't.
Wait. I wasn't going to.
Good. Supposedly, Sea Spray is getting a dress this year.
I did hear that, yeah.
So I really can't say him anymore. And next year, Powerglide is getting addressed. So I really can't say him either. So a lot of my prayers are getting answered. We're getting a new Devastator this year, so I really can't say him. Maybe an 86 Cyclonus? I would love a version of that mold that doesn't fucking yellow.
Yeah, I think that would be a good call on their part.
Yeah.
Just do a re-release of that, make him a deeper purple. and he doesn't yellow and call it a day.
But yeah, at that point, if we're sticking with the the fucking combiner skeleton system thing, honestly, just give me a new Abominus, give me a new Computron, give me a new Defensor, and at that point, you basically got my fucking money.
Where's my goat Road Caesar at, dude? Where's he at? I need him now.
Talk to HasLab in about the next couple years.
Yeah, probably 2 years. That's my guess.
Let's face it, Road Caesar will do fucking terribly at retail.
Yeah, that's real. It's unfortunate, but real.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's so fucking real, and it makes me so sad. Can't wait for Lyle Kaiser, though.
That's gonna be so awesome, dude. I'm so hyped. If they weren't making Death Cobra in that set, then Death Cobra would have been one of my answers.
Yeah. B, did you back the Lyle Kaiser?
No. I have no knowledge or connection with the character.
Okay, so I'm gonna hope and pray that my Lyle Kaiser is not gonna have QC issues.
You and me both.
Well, did you get your copy of Omega Prime yet?
No, I'm picking him up in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah, I did ask you about that, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm picking him up from one of my friends there.
Then you better look that motherfucker up high and dry and make sure that he is good to go.
Yeah, she's getting in a bunch of copies, so she was gonna look them all over and then be like, and then hopefully give me the nicest condition one. So it should be good.
Right?
If not, nothing a little bit of sanding can't fix. But
yeah, but at the same time, what if they end up deciding the piece that they're gonna fix is the chess piece?
True.
Then you basically just fucked yourself on the new piece.
That is true.
That's why a lot of people are saying just hold off and wait and see what they're gonna do. Because if they end up saying, okay, the only piece we're gonna fix is this.
I'm imagining that there's going to be an answer out on what they're actually doing by the time I get it, which is nice because it means that I can immediately, weigh the circumstances and figure out what I'm going to do. Since I have a month or so.
Yeah, and I mean, other than all that, distracting me, some other characters, because again, we're getting a new Bruticus within the next couple of years. I cannot wait for that. That is going to finally complete my season 2 Decepticons. Honestly, my main focus right now is completing the fucking G1 cast with addressing Japanese continuity as I go.
Right.
One of my answers, which was one that I was screaming to the fucking heavens for years, even though I knew it was never going to happen at the time, was Star Convoy. I would have killed for a fucking Star Convoy.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a Star Convoy.
It's going to be so awesome.
Cannot wait for him. Do you want to weigh in? That's a good pick. Oh, man, that's such an awesome pick. Y'all heard that, right?
I can't say I did.
My son is coming up with all of the best picks. I haven't even received an email from my Omega Prime yet. Honestly, Christopher, you should be very grateful for that, because that means you're going to stand a much higher chance of getting a decent copy. Ink, why are you showing me a picture of a monkey?
Yeah, why are you showing us a photo of Aladar's family tree?
Dude, we're going to need 100 men to completely obliterate his family tree at that point.
I know. Do you think the 100 men have it?
Well, that depends. That depends. Does the gorilla have the ability to fucking jump up in the air and turn into a robot?
BC, I have a really crazy idea for next week's scrap battle.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking 100 guys versus a gorilla.
What is that? I've heard that. I've been hearing that joke circulating the internet for like the last week or two. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Apparently, there's been a massive fucking debate between alpha males that 100 men could beat a gorilla, but then there's a bunch of people that are coming out saying there's no way in fucking hell.
I don't even know how it started. I just think it's really funny.
Look, I'm just gonna go ahead and settle it right now. The 100 men are going to win, but their numbers are gonna be fucking like packed up very quick.
At least from what I've seen, like I watched like a breakdown because I was just genuinely curious. Basically, like the estimate is like, truthfully, probably the first 20 people going in are gonna do it. They're gonna be really injured, but they got it.
I swear, thanks to me, every time I hear the word gorilla or think about gorillas or people talk about gorillas, I immediately think of the gorilla belly button joke I made last year.
You still break him with that.
I do still break JJ with that. I'm just like, what have I done?
So, anyways, as far as my Riddle 1 stuff goes, I don't care what Hasbro corporate claims. We need a new fucking Riddle 1 toe line.
Yeah, I want a proper toe line. I saw that warming pegs at Target for like months. I'm like, fuck that.
Don't fucking play with me, Hasbro. You know goddamn well that's not a proper toe line.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Back to the drawing board and fucking redo it. Don't play with me.
I was gonna get him, and then I was like, I looked at him at the store and was like, never mind. I'll just get the old one.
There are times where I came to Target needing just my plastic fix. And I see toe line. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, no, fuck that thing.
So I think it'd be cool to see Hasbro give us a modernized version of this.
Agree.
No parking.
Feel like there's a chance they might end up like doing away with a few modes or configurations or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. Would it bother any of you guys if Hasbro were to do away with a few modes just for the sake of like just engineering and costs?
If that's the case, I'd rather he be a HasLab then.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's like they already made like that toy is so fucking good. That original one is like one of the best toys I think ever. It's just awesome. Like it's just great.
Fun fact, those who don't already know this, and the Takara version of this figure is actually a different mold from what we get here in the States. This was Takara's Galvatron mold. So like Hasbro took that Galvatron mold and made Megatron out of it. So
yeah, it was one of those weird ones where US was better for once.
Yeah, so like you could literally do every single one of the Galvatron modes with this figure.
Yeah, that toy is just excellent though. So if they remake it, it's like it needs to be on par or better, not slightly worse.
All right, last question. And this one's for it all. What is one HasLab that you want to see happen? And I can promise you, no one is thinking on the same wavelength as me.
Well, the usual suspects that come to my mind are, I always imagined that if they did a new Sky Gary and Grandis, they'd do them as like a Battle Stars set for HasLab or something. So I always have that dream. And then the other one that comes to mind is animated Omega Supreme. I know a lot of people were wanting that, and I also really want that.
Oh, yes.
Wait, so sorry, son was kind of getting a little loud. Who was the first one you said?
I always thought that they would do Sky Gary and Grandis as a set for HasLab, like the Battle Stars set, and that's what they do.
Okay, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I always thought that would be cool. And then the other one was animated Omega Supreme.
Yeah, I would love to see animated Omega Supreme become a thing.
Me too.
Beast? Any HasLab that you could possibly think of that you would want right out the gate?
Well, I did a gesture to the Riddle 1 Megatron figure.
Oh, okay. So here's my answer.
But then again, do you think they'd make it a 2-pack, like literally the same figure, but like the Megatron and Galvatron? I feel like
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I really doubt it. It's either you get him the one. It's either you get the one or you get the none.
yeah.
Probably Takara or something would put out the white version later.
And then charge you a fucking arm and a leg.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that's probably how it
Leg,
goes.
arm, a leg, a testicle, firstborn.
The usual price.
So my answer.
Building. Oh, Christopher. I'm sorry if I butcher your last name. Christopher Sickler, Common Rider O's.
So my answer, honestly, just straight to the point, like kind of straight to the point, but also to kind of explain where I'm going with it. The more time passes by, the more it kind of becomes clear this guy is never going to happen again. And no matter how much we plead and we beg with Hasbro, I'm sorry, but men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And because of the sales of this set of characters, we're never going to see a new toy of them at retail. It's just not going to happen. So, the only way to get these characters in any way, shape, or form in a brand new toy line is to put them into a HasLab project. So my answer for who I want to see get the HasLab treatment is none other than Riddle 1 Rail Racer.
Oh God, yeah, that's a set that I want too.
And the reason,
That would be cool.
Here's the major reasoning as to why I say that. One, trains don't do well here in the States. So that already is a major red flag. Number two, they sold terribly at retail here in the States. So that alone causes Hasbro Corporate to rethink that decision. Number three, given the fact that they now attempt to go scale accurate with their figures, Rail Racer in the show was bigger than Omega Prime.
Yeah, he's fucking humongous.
He's fucking massive. So that is a HasLab project that has to stand at least Titan class scale. So as much as everybody wants to try and scream, oh, just make Rail Racer a Titan class. Did y'all not pay attention?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if Hasbro did a HasLab like Rail Racer, oh, you bet I'd buy that. You bet I'd back that. I would back that without question, without hesitation, because I'm not like, ooh, trains. You gotta admit, the individual robot modes and the combined mode, amazing. That's freaking awesome.
Back in the day, Rail Racer with only 3 bots did what combiners with 5 bots couldn't. That said, Rail Racer just as a whole is a absolutely wonderful character, wonderful design, marvelous combining engineering. It's such a shame that did so poorly here in the States.
It kind of boggles my mind, truthfully, because like Rail Racer, I think just one of the fucking coolest robot modes like I can think of, and I hear like trains don't do well in the U.S. and I'm just like, man, like as a kid, I was like, bullet trains are the coolest shit I've ever fucking seen.
Exactly.
I just don't get it. I never got that. I'm like, what fucking stupid ass kids were not buying that? Like, it's
I mean,
fucking
bullet
awesome.
trains. I feel like bullet trains, because they're modernized, trains as opposed to like just like like the steam engines you see in like westerns or whatever. I feel like I don't know. I feel like those would be a lot more appealing to kids. But I'm just that's my hot take. And let's just take a moment to just talk about how criminally underrated Red 01 was as a show. Like,
we will do that another day.
ugh.
So yeah, that could be a whole episode, I think.
Yeah, that alone is in need of being its own episode. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the moment I heard you say how much that show was criminally underrated, I had to stop you because the moment I know how it is. I love that show too. We could talk about it for fucking hours. I gotta put a kibosh right now.
Okay. I was about to say, let's make it the next episode. I was like, wait, I won't be available for next episode if it's next week. That's my work schedule.
Oh yeah. With all that said, guys, I think it's about time that we brought this to a close. So let's go ahead and do the reveal of next week or next episode's topic. Can't say next week.
And since Savage is not here, will False Convoy ever find that one Nemesis Prime for his collection? Will BC ever learn how to not pick his nose? Will Bees ever learn to stop farting in public? Find out next week.
I think the answer is just going to be no on all of these.
Rude. Rude. Find out next week on Scrapyard. Next week on Scrapyard, episode 129.
Giving Bayverse its due. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. But I think it's about time we did start talking about some of the good things the Bayverse did. We got to cleanse the palate a little bit here. However, I'm pretty sure this is going to excite a lot of people, mainly me. But next episode's scrap battle.
The challenger approaches.
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
Lyle Convoy versus animated Optimus Prime. And for this scrap battle, I'm going to make it abundantly clear. This time, when the winner is chosen, it is only going to be through knockout. I will not allow any other character. I will not allow one to kill the other. This time. We'll see it. For the episode afterwards, we'll see. So with all that said, guys, so first time in history, we got 2 scrap battles in one episode. But with all that said, guys, thank you, Falls, for coming out. Thank you, Bees, for stepping in.
You're welcome.
And obviously, thank you guys for tuning in. I've been BC.
I've been Flaming Bees, the new 4th in command.
Oh, right, yes. So, he got promoted recently.
Ooh,
He is now a lead within the group. So give him his proper due.
good job. Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
I've been Flaming Bees.
And I have been False Convoy.
And we'll catch you guys whenever the hell we do the next episode.
Peace.